Hi!
Welcome back to Splice and Splatter, the gay film podcast where classic horror
means modern gay gore.
Yes! This is truly
Bitches.
the modern gay gore episode.
That was incredible, and what a way to kick off our Pride pairing.
We have to. Now a warning. Now a warning.
Yeah. Do not proceed further if you don't want gay people talking about gay movies.
Shit. Yes. Gay horror.
That's how we should warn everybody at the start of this. If they don't already know, now you know. And we just started off like that.
Yeah.
New intro, guys.
New intro. Yeah, 3 years in. Almost. God, I can't believe we're almost 3 years in.
Let's not talk about time. That's crazy.
Yeah, time doesn't exist. It's fine. We're still back in the 90s. We're very back in the 90s for this episode.
What a wonderful place for both of us. Like, I love that these were the movies that we picked.
We needed this. You picked. We've got to give you credit for this pairing, especially because this was one where neither of us had seen both films. Each of us had only seen our own. And so the fact that they had as much in common as they did, like...
I was kind of surprised by that, too, because, again, I knew, and you're going first, too, I knew nothing about Death Becomes Her. Like, not...
Oh my God,
I'm
so excited.
And so, it was, I watched yours first too. And
that's so fun. Let's just like get it out there.
Can we?
Like you loved it, right?
Oh my God.
Okay,
I was hooting and hollering and I was clutching all of my pearls.
Yes.
I was also found myself the most horrified by the neck twisting. Because you've taught me I have an uncanny valley, and like her walking
oh my God, I didn't even think about that. Well, and especially because you're scared of the sound of necks cracking too.
Yeah, I don't like neck.
Oh my God,
in that way.
So this is your House of Wax, basically.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
kind of.
This.
Yeah, I found a new fear, which is always fun and more to find a new thing that I'm afraid of.
Delightful.
It was amazing. Also, I said Bruce Willis looked like Stanley Tucci from Lovely Bones, and I couldn't unsee it.
Right.
So it made me hate him all the more.
This is my favorite Bruce Willis performance, hands down. Like, he's incredible in this.
I mean, maybe people do talk about it, and I have just not been part of that conversation, but he is incredible. Not that everyone is incredible, but he is so
so good in this. It's like
he's so
I keep forgetting that it's Bruce Willis.
Same.
And he's so pitch perfect for this role. It's
truly.
Like, I can't picture anybody doing it better. And you would never think that, like, you would never look at this part on paper and be like, oh yeah, cast Bruce Willis for this.
Right?
Yeah,
no, same. So I forgot he was in this at all. So again, that was like a delight. And again, it's just like Meryl Streep is just so funny, man.
She's incredible. Okay, so I feel like
amazing.
We need to start out by asking, which of the two women are you? Between the Meryl Streep and the Goldie Hawn character.
I feel like I have to be Meryl Streep.
I also think you're Meryl Streep, and I think I'm
that makes sense. I feel like a little bit of the disdain and that raw kind of that I do a lot feels, and then like
very
the
Meryl.
silly goofy in that way.
And I feel like the like judgmental elitism of the Goldie Hawn character is like absolutely me at my worst.
It really is our
it's us.
Kind of, you flipped us inside out. I feel like that's what would
this is what you get. Yeah.
Oh my God, I love that so much.
So good.
Incredible.
Oh my God, does this make Travis earnest?
I don't know. In this scenario, I was just like, I really don't like him, so I'm like, Trav says he's Ernest from the Ernest movies.
True.
So Ernest, stupid. I was gonna say, I hate that character, and I don't hate Trav. So, however, Halloween costume,
genius,
absolutely.
Oh my God, that would be. If we can somehow make being in the same state around Halloween happen, that would be a great 3-person.
Absolutely.
As Death Becomes Her.
God. If anyone's done that and has pictures, I feel like people cosplay these characters a lot.
They do. They do.
And I would, if anyone has like pictures as Halloween, I would love to see them because these are such iconic looks. The fashion in this,
it's so good. It's
so good.
Oh my god!
Is Dana the girl with the cunty necklaces then?
Oh,
the witch!
My god!
There we go. We can all go together.
That's so funny.
She is fucking iconic, by the way.
Oh my god! Absolutely.
My god.
Yeah. Also,
everything about her.
Some like interesting like fashion parallels. I feel like between like the cunty necklaces and Alexis Arquette in yours. Like,
I love Alexis Arquette.
Oh my god, I was so excited to see her like right up front too. And I don't know about your version, but mine had like her correct name in the title, so they like went back and changed it. And I'm like,
I believe all. I watched. I have. Okay, Trev says it did. I have the DVD collection.
Cool.
It's like a cheaper DVD collection they bought like Walmart, but it has all of the movies. And so I didn't pay attention, but yeah, it did. So yeah,
what a joy.
God, I love her.
She's so good. Yeah. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves though. And I also just realized we never actually like spelled out what we're talking about. Obviously we're covering Death Becomes Her. Al is doing Bride of Chucky.
I'm wearing my Chucky shirt today.
Yes.
I have a Live, Laugh, Loathe coffee mug that I am drinking out of.
Very Tiffany
There is coffee
energy.
in here. Yeah. The necklace I was trying to give Tiffany because that bitch is
you succeeded.
So
you succeeded for sure.
Yeah. we try from afar to get dressed up. So.
Yes. Okay. So are we ready? Shall we dive in?
I am so excited. Yes. Okay. I'm so ready.
Well, definitely put a pin in that next scene because that's like the best tidbit that I brought in is about how they did that. The multiple ways that they did that, or tried to do it and then had to find new ways to do it. But we'll get there. First, as a little tid morsel, I'm sure it's no surprise that with a movie this campy, it is absolutely filled to the brim with references to other movies and like little hidden Easter eggs. So I wanted to start us off there. One that I spotted on this rewatch, and I have seen this movie so many times, it is a classic, as I found out researching this podcast, it is a classic queer experience to have like childhood memories of begging your mother to re-rent Death Becomes Her from the video store. So I was one of those kids. So one of the things that I saw this time that I hadn't noticed before is that in the background of one of the scenes, I think it's in one of the scenes in Ernest's like workplace, there is a jar with a brain labeled abnormal. It's an abnormal brain from Young Frankenstein.
Oh my god, I have not seen a Young Frankenstein yet.
Oh my god, that's right. We're gonna get there. We definitely
such a great
will cover
reference
it.
though.
For those who know, it's a fun one. Abby Normal.
Okay. I've heard you say this before.
Yes,
I've heard.
Yeah. Whose brain is it? Abby someone. Abby Normal.
That's so genius.
Yeah. So we got an abnormal brain in the background. But the other reference that I know Al will know this one. So something we're going to talk a lot about over the course of this film is that this team worked together on a lot of other very famous movies. This is a group of creatives who worked together on project after project after project, and they were all bangers. And one in particular is that this has basically not only the same director, but the same entire creative team as Back to the Future.
Oh, wow.
And the day that Madeline drinks the potion in this movie, that she drinks the eternal life potion, is October 26th, 1985, which is the present day setting of Back to the Future, as a little shout out to it. Isn't that cute?
That's so cute.
So, and there's like a lot of other Back to the Future references kind of like hidden throughout the film, but that one in particular I felt like was fun to shout out. I love
that.
Yeah. Do you have a tid before I get us in too far?
You know what's funny? My it wasn't a tidbit to start like the episode, but my tidbit to start my film are horror movie references in mine too.
Oh my god,
so
I love this.
I think I'm gonna just save it for mine.
Yes.
I feel like it's really fun that you're starting that way.
That's a fun parallel.
I'm gonna do the same. That's when you said that, I was like,
oh my god,
shut up.
I love that. Well, and I'm
Perfect, yeah.
assuming that the shovel fight in yours is a reference to Death Becomes Her. Because, like, how many movies have a shovel fight in them?
Oh my God, I didn't know that, but you are probably
I feel like it's gotta
1,000%
be.
correct.
Especially because, like, it came out 6 years later, and Death Becomes Her
Yeah.
really was popular on, like, VHS release, and so, like,
Yeah.
it was in the time span that
I believe it because the amount of references to horror movies in this one specifically
love
is a running list.
Oh,
So I only brought in a few, so that absolutely might be in there.
Oh my God, amazing. What a
So
fun little parallel.
Yeah.
Save that. Save that. So, I know normally I start us off with a whole list of, like, alternatingly bad and fun taglines. This one, they're all, like, bad in not a funny way, in just, like, that's really boring and poorly written way. So I'm only bringing in what I consider the best one, which is still not that good. So it's mainly just because it's the only one that's, like, under 2 sentences. Like, which,
my God.
You've already failed at that point. Like, it's a tagline. Don't make it 2 sentences.
Not a tag synopsis.
Exactly. So the only one that was, like, short enough to even come close to being catchy was your basic black comedy, which I feel like is funnier now with the way we use basic today. But I don't think we said basic that way in 92. So I think they were just being like, it's your basic black comedy, which I'm like,
yeah, yikes.
It's really, and again, that's the best one. I'm sorry, with a film like this, like, why don't you put now a warning on the poster? Like,
did they just have like a PA be like, hurry, submit a couple?
Literally.
And, like, there are just give us a couple things and we'll submit them.
So many iconic lines for this film, and you say your basic black comedy? Come on.
That's horrible.
It's atrocious.
For this movie.
Yeah, it's very disappointing. Like, especially because it's so well written.
So much.
Get your writers to write the tagline. What are you doing? But anyway, we're about to talk about the writers.
How about like Death Becomes Her and her.
Oh.
Come on. They didn't do anything. The words are just there. It's not even good.
Okay, how about Death Becomes Her? Who wore it better?
See? Listen,
like,
we're not even thinking about it.
No, this is so low effort, people.
Do better.
Okay, so did Travis just drop one in the chat?
Death Becomes Her? That might win.
Yes, that's it. That's the best. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Love that we got to tie Arrested Development back into that somewhere. Amazing. All right. Deep breath.
Yeah.
This film, directed and produced by Robert Zemeckis, one of like the weirdest figures in modern Hollywood history, had like such an incredible run and then like nosedived off such an incredible cliff. Like, just what happened, Zemeckis? But I think he's also probably one of the most blockbustery directors we've covered on the pod. So his feature debut was I Want to Hold Your Hand, which I've not seen, but he then goes on to make Romancing the Stone, Back to the Future, multiple Back to the Futures, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which I think is maybe actually the film in his career that has the most in common with this one, and we'll talk about why a little bit. But like, I think this is like, those are the two most similar in his career to my mind.
Sure.
He did also do a few episodes of Tales from the Crypt, and this definitely is connected to Tales from the Crypt, but he did like 3. I think out of his feature films, it's Roger Rabbit. Forrest Gump, Contact, Castaway, The Polar Express, Christmas Carol, and The Witches. And he's well known as a producer, and on that side of his like IMDb aisle, his credits include actually a lot more horror movies. He did 13 Ghosts, he did Ghost Ship, he did The Frighteners, and he did House of Wax. So this is his second pod appearance. I'd forgotten that he was one of the producers on that.
Yeah. Wasn't the spider in Arachnophobia, the rubber one, named after Zemeckis too?
Oh my
Bob?
God, I think you're right. Big
Bob. And that
Big
was a
Bob.
reference. Yeah.
Oh my God. So it's
totally
his third appearance.
Right?
Great catch, Al. My memory completely skated over that.
Yeah, Big Bob.
Wow, Big Bob. Ugh, glorious. I think I need to refer to him as director Big Bob for the rest
Big
of
Bob,
the episode. So, our writers. We have 2 writers. The more famous of the 2 is David Koepp. And this is pretty early on in his career. But right after this film, his next credit is the screenplay for Jurassic Park. So he does pretty well for himself. And put a pin in Jurassic Park. It's going to come up a lot over this episode.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm so glad I finally watched it before doing this, because like I needed that to appreciate some of the tidbits I brought in about this film, actually. As a little teaser there. He also wrote Carlito's Way, The Paper, Mission Impossible, Panic Room, which I love. I mean, what lesbian doesn't? Spider-Man, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, Black Bag, and Jurassic World Rebirth. So he's like still going. And still doing giant stuff. His co-writer is a guy named Martin Donovan, who was actually kind of near the end of his career on this film, and he's still alive. But the last film that he has on his IMDb is something called Il Bandito from 2008. So it's been a while. He also wrote the screenplays for Somebody's Waiting, Loving Couples, and co-wrote a movie called Apartment Zero with David Koepp. So they'd worked together as a team before. But he mainly wrote for TV, and some of the shows that he wrote for there were The Love Boat, Husbands, Wives and Lovers, The Odd Couple, Mary Tyler Moore Show, and The Partridge Family. So a lot of the stuff that was like really big at that time.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah, big TV writer, not as big of a film writer, and still going, still alive, but not writing anymore. So I'm interested in what happened there. And our cast, obviously, we've got to start with Meryl. I think this is probably the only time she's ever going to appear on this podcast, because the bitch does not like to do horror.
Right? And she should.
She's so good at it. But we're actually going to talk a little bit about why she didn't after this film. I don't think it's worth listing off a whole bunch of things Meryl Streep has done, because like that would become the whole episode. But like Only Murders in the Building, Devil Wears Prada, and She-Devil, I think, are like the trio that have the most potentially in common with this. And like, yeah, it's interesting that for someone who is so known for the range of roles she accepts, this is like the one slice of the film pie that she has not really touched much.
It's crazy.
So interesting. We have Goldie Hawn as Helen Sharp. She's in First Wives Club, Town and Country, The Out of Towners. She's Private Benjamin in Private Benjamin. She's in Shampoo. She's in Overboard, Sugarland Express. And she's another one who really doesn't usually do horror. I think this might be the only Goldie Hawn horror movie or horror adjacent.
Oh, interesting. The two of them.
Yeah, which I think is part of, in some ways, why this casting is so brilliant and works so well, is because nobody in this, with the exception of Isabella Rossellini, is who you would expect to see cast in here. Right. And Isabella Rossellini up next as Liesl von Blumen. Of course, she's Dorothy Valens from Blue Velvet. Ugh, love. She's also in Wild at Heart, Fallen Angels, Wyatt Earp, Enemy, The Blacklist, La Chimera, Conclave, and 30 Rock. Love her 30 Rock character. She's Jack's ex-wife in 30 Rock. So good. She, I think, is the one here who is the closest thing we have in this film to a Scream Queen. And even so, she's like an art house Scream Queen.
Right,
she's like, it's very different. So this is still kind of not her usual bag. Yeah.
Oh my
God. And continuing the trend, we have Bruce Willis. Right? What? As Ernest Menville. Obviously, he's John McClane from Die Hard, Butch from Pulp Fiction, Malcolm in the Sixth Sense, multiple characters in Moonlighting. He's in Moonrise Kingdom, Grindhouse, Unbreakable, The Kid, Fifth Element, The Player, Bonfire of the Vanities. I don't think any of those that I just listed are horror. I guess like maybe Sixth Sense. Yeah. Has
more like thriller,
ghosts, maybe? But like that's really, and that hadn't happened at this point. So perhaps one could argue that we get the Sixth Sense because of Death Becomes Her.
Yeah.
Continuing on, we have Ian Ogilvy as Chagall. He's also in My Life in Ruins, I, Claudius, Wuthering Heights, Diagnosis Murder, Murder, She Wrote, and Walker, Texas Ranger. And there's a cameo by Mary Ellen Trainor, who's Gale in Die Hard, which I loved that they did like a little dual Die Hard moment. Fun. She's also Mrs. Walsh in The Goonies, the police psychiatrist in Lethal Weapon 2, and Elaine in Romancing the Stone. And there are several other well-known actors who shot roles for the film that were then entirely cut. But we're going to get to those later.
Okay.
Yeah. So put a little pin in that.
Yep.
This is one of the shortest like writing themes approach in history sections I've had in a long time. We're gonna keep it short and sweet.
Yay.
And honestly, like
yay for us. Sorry.
Yeah, and if there's like one thing
Nobody
about
else.
this film, it's that it's really not about the plot. Like nobody, including the writers, cares that much about the plot. Yeah. It's like the plot is an excuse for things to happen. It's not like a story. And that's not an insult. It's part of what I love about this movie.
Yeah, it's about the characters and kind of how their dynamics play for me, at least.
And for a movie that is so not a plot, it's also the first that I've covered in a long time that's a completely original, not adapted screenplay. So there's no source material for this. Donovan and Kep came up with the concept as a team, and they pitched it to Universal. Universal liked that pitch enough to agree to develop it, and once the screenplay was ready, they then sent it to Zemeckis, who signed on and started casting. And that's like a wildly simple story for this podcast.
Right?
It never happens that nicely.
Boy,
and it's
oh
something,
boy.
Yeah, what a treat. A little Pride special.
Yeah, truly.
And that's actually something that Zemeckis himself talks about, is he's like, that's not how the film industry worked at this point. At that point in his career, he said he was mainly getting like scripts that either already had actors attached or had been in turnaround. And like, this is very much like the way film worked in the 40s, not the 90s. So it's kind of unique.
Crazy.
It was a blessed film in its early days. And Kep said that he wanted to write something that was, quote, Night of the Living Dead as if Noel Coward had written it. It felt like there was no risk whatsoever because we both had nothing but credit card debt to our names. There was nowhere to go but up.
I love that mentality.
I agree.
Truly.
And I feel like that's like the only way you write a movie like this.
Yeah.
Is if you're like,
just nowhere else to go.
I've got nothing but credit card debt, baby. Like, nothing to lose.
I write one now. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Literally same.
Great. I don't know what to say. That's awesome. Let's fucking go.
And to like make it even sweeter, because of that, their original plan was for it to be a movie with a budget of like $5 million max. They wanted it to be like a small production, and they wanted to cast actors who had been famous in previous decades but weren't box office draws anymore. They were thinking of people like Anne Margaret, who was like famous in the 60s but not like, they wanted to do kind of like a Whatever Happened to Baby Jane type of thing, where you cast actors from a previous generation.
See that. Yeah,
it would be great.
See that. Yeah.
And how wild that instead we get Meryl Streep, Bruce Willis, Goldie Hawn, and Isabella Rossellini.
And like peak. I feel like at this point, like truly,
of
like
all of
peak,
them.
And like what a time for Hollywood too, when like A-list actors really were like A-list actors.
Actually,
also, Meryl Streep in this in the beginning. And maybe this is because I haven't watched a ton of her work, but I'm like, why did no one put her in like sexy old Hollywood?
She has the face for it.
She is insane. Her face card is insane.
It never declines. Also, she looks exactly the same now as she did in 1992, and it's rude.
Yeah, it's
like,
wild. That's what happens when you're unproblematic.
I was just gonna say
in Hollywood, specifically.
No, like she's like been such a good human being.
Yeah,
that, like the years have been so kind to her.
Yeah. The gods, Tilda Swinton, and
truly Tilda and Meryl.
Yeah.
And she actually, you teed me up well for my next quote, because Meryl has talked a lot in retrospect about this film and about like her experience shooting it and its place in film history, and said that, quote, I thought the movie was a documentary about the Los Angeles fixation with aging. Women treat themselves that way because we're given power based on how we look. And I'm like, the fact she calls it a documentary?
I mean, in this, also like in 2026, like, I mean, we've seen women and in Hollywood, like, and that bleeds over into our real life, of like trends every 10 years of like your body should be stick thin, and then we should be Kardashian butts, and now they're getting them deflated, and then they're this. It's like that's not a realistic. And now no one's face moves in a movie anymore.
It's so
I don't know
weird.
what they're trying to emote.
Yeah, that's why did we think this was a good idea for actors?
Actors. I
Actors.
forget which actress says like they should not be allowed to have Botox if they're doing a film. But it's calling it a documentary. And she said that in a retrospective too.
Yes.
Which is just like I love that because
she's not wrong.
What commentary.
Truly.
Gluing themselves back together.
Literally. In both our films, actually. Both our films, characters gluing themselves back together.
Yeah, it really is. Like, you could probably, like, overlay.
Oh my God, yeah.
Play these movies at the same time and let's see.
The same plot beats happen. I mean, they're like, within 10 minutes of each other's runtime. So, like.
They might. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, honestly. So, given that background, this filmed in LA, obviously. I think it's very clear this is an LA movie. It shot from December of 91 to April of 92, plus 3 days of reshoots in the middle of June, which we'll come back to later. Take a guess at this budget for me, if you will. Given this info.
The sets are insane. This era of having sets look like this, like, backrooms 80s movie. I'm with the actors that they had, 25 million.
More.
Am I close?
More.
Oh my God.
More. Like a lot more.
50. Double it.
It's
double
the numbers that I've seen are between 40 to 55. So I would guess 40 for production and 55 probably including advertisement. Yeah.
Yeah.
This movie got so much funding. Like
loaded.
And yeah, put a pin in those reshoots. We will come back to it.
Okay.
Which that could also have to do with the additional cost added on because the reshoots were not nothing. And reshoots cost money. And it is chock full of classic LA filming locations that might look familiar from other movies. It uses the Mount St. Mary's campus, the Able of Los Angeles, the Greystone Park and Mansion, and also a whole lot of lot work, of course. So built sets. And moving into cast and crew, despite this being a post-Die Hard release, Bruce Willis was not the first choice for Ernest. That was not who they were going for.
I mean, yeah.
It doesn't really make sense. But also, you hear the people who were considered before him, and they don't make any more sense than Bruce Willis does. They actually had somebody else signed on first. Their first casting for this role was Kevin Kline, which I'm like, I don't think he has the comedic chops.
I was
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry if anyone's a Kevin Kline lover. He is like the most generic. Like I forget what he looks like every time someone says his name.
Yeah, like I know who he is, and I know that he's like quote unquote handsome, but like all that comes to mind is like a blurry square white man. Like,
like fleshy with like blondish hair.
Exactly. Yeah. We're seeing the same blob right now.
Yeah. So we're both seeing Kevin Kline right now.
Exactly. 100%.
Okay. But yeah, I feel you on the comedy because again, I can't name a standout role.
Like he's like
his. Personally,
I'm sorry. He's kind of a hot bowl of nothing. Like I don't know. Like steaming, but
sorry.
nothing.
Yeah. Okay, Kevin Kline. Sure.
So Kevin Kline. And he signs on and then ends up dropping, allegedly because he wanted a $3 million salary and the studio wouldn't agree, which I'm like, that's not that big out of a budget of 40 mil. Like, I feel like you could have afforded that for Kevin Kline, but okay.
That was appropriate, but sure.
Also, like, why didn't you figure out your budget before signing on? Like, that seems strange to me. But anyway, that's the story that is reported. Yeah, honestly. Next up, before we get to Bruce Willis, they look at Nick Nolte, another hot bowl of nothing. I'm like, to me, Kevin Kline and Nick Nolte are the same person in my head. Like,
I literally had to pull up pictures of these men. I think
they're
in my universe, you know?
Yeah, and it's not that I think they're bad actors. I just like they're very like they're a certain Hollywood leading man type that just I feel very like I think you could get any Kevin Kline role to be played by Nick Nolte and vice versa. You know what I mean?
Siena, I just Googled Nick Nolte, never seen that man in my life. Who is that man? is that man?
Her?
I know, that's what I'm saying. Him?
Her?
Him? Yeah, so I'm with you.
Oh
Sorry,
my God.
again. That's just us, you know?
I know. It's fine if y'all are Klein heads out there. Is that what you call yourselves? I don't know.
hope so.
I really hope so.
Someone's crying over their Kevin Klein fan page. Their Reddit page. Now we're going to be on it.
Wrapped in a Kevin Klein blanket. It's got his face printed on it. It's just a giant fleshy blur. I'm getting us really off track.
We're such haters.
So sorry.
Okay. So Nick Nolte, the other one, and then who else? We got Nick, Kevin. Is there a who else can we add to that pile?
We got a Jeff Bridges.
Oh,
I could see that. I think he would.
I love him.
Yeah, I adore Jeff. He is not a hot bowl of nothing.
He is not.
I have a specific face in mind for Jeff Bridges.
Oh my God, Travis said Nick, Kevin, and the other Jonas brother.
Oh my God.
What did I think of that?
Truly. That's so good. Man. Oh my God. Yeah.
Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Jonas. The private Jonas brother. Doesn't like the spotlight.
Yeah. Bonus Jonas. Jeff Bonus Bridges. That would have been interesting.
I could see him doing a good job. I think that there's a world in which he might have stolen the show too much, because I feel like I think Bruce is doing the exact right amount. Like, he is so funny every time he's on screen, and also he lets the women lead. And like, I feel like that's what you need.
Yeah. He's a good balance.
He's a really good balance. Whereas I feel like if Jeff Bridges were in the scene, I'd constantly be wanting to watch Jeff Bridges.
He's like too hammy in the best way.
Exactly. I don't think he could step into the background quite as well. And it's like a lot of who this character is too, is like stepping into the background. Which I love that these two women are fighting over a man who is so like, like... That's who you obsessed over for 12 years? That's
ladies, if you're listening, you don't have to deal with that. Yeah. The earnest of the world.
This is the same feeling that I had watching Bride of Chucky. I was like, she's with him?
Oh, listen. The lore runs deep. I know.
We need to get there. I'm sure you'll fill me in on how that happened. I will. But anyway, so
wild.
Back to Bruce.
Wild choices.
And according to AFI, all three of our main leads, Meryl, Goldie, and Bruce, and director Zemeckis, took lower salaries in exchange for shares of the profits, which we love. Ooh. Profit participation is so important. It's a big part of how my movie got made. It's a big part of how most indie movies get made. Share your profits. And this... I loved finding this out. Meryl, when she got the call telling her that she got the part, assumed that it was for Helen and not Madeline. And so they call her, they're like, Meryl, we want you for Death Becomes Her. And she's like, oh my goodness, I'm so excited to play Helen. And they're like, we don't want you for Helen. And she's like, you what now? And apparently she had like a night of like utter terror, because she was like, the reason she thought she was going to play Helen was because she's like, oh, this like Radcliffe grad who's like writing books and is like really judgy to everybody else feels like the typecast for me, right? And like, she's not wrong. You describe it like that and you're like, yeah, that seems like the Meryl Streep role. And she was like, and I don't know how to dance. And then she goes, oh, that's the point.
Oh.
They wanted somebody who can commit really hard to the work that she's doing, but isn't necessarily a good dancer. Yeah.
Genius. Oh my God. That's perfect. She's like, wait a second.
So good.
Amazing.
And in a last little cast tidbit that I felt like I had to bring in part because we had such a sad, horrible body double story last episode. So here we have a body double happy ending, which I love. Isabella Rossellini had a body double for Getting Out of the Pool. And her body double is the actress Catherine Bell. This was Catherine's first screen appearance, but she goes on to play Susan Ortega in Bruce Almighty, Cassandra in The Good Witch, and multiple characters on the show Jag, or JAG. I don't know how it's pronounced. But like goes on to like a very successful career as like a well-known actress in her own right, and this was her big screen debut.
Oh, cool. I always love on here when we have like people like actors like first on screen roles.
It's cute, right?
Yeah,
and, like,
it's so fun.
And I love that it wasn't like, because especially in this time in Hollywood, I feel like body double work was not terribly well respected. And so the fact that like it helped her launch a career instead of being like a drawback makes me really happy.
Yeah.
And now moving into making of. This is our beefiest section, as it must be for a film like this. And it is chock full of recurring characters from previous episodes. So many returning familiar names and faces.
Oh, gosh.
To start
at this point, not surprised.
For sure. But like the sheer number of them and the different places that they popped up was exciting. Wow. So our cinematographer is Dean Cundy. And I was like, that name sounds really familiar. Why does that sound so familiar? So we shot Where the Red Fern Grows, The Fog, Psycho 2, Romancing the Stone, Back to the Future, Big Trouble in Little China, Roadhouse. Got an Oscar nom for Who Framed Roger Rabbit. He did Hook. He did Jurassic Park. I know. God. He did Casper. He did Apollo 13, part of The Mandalorian. And this is the man who shot both The Thing and Halloween. He's our king of the knockoff Steadicam.
Oh, man. What
what a run,
career.
Right? I know. This man did not miss.
Not at all.
Incredible.
Wow.
And continuing that trend, production designer is Rick Carter, who's done a few little films like Avatar, Lincoln, The Fabelmans, Star Wars The Force Awakens, Rise of Skywalker, Jurassic Park, Forrest Gump, Castaway, AI Artificial Intelligence, Polar Express, Sucker Punch, and art directed The Goonies. I know, Sucker Punch. I knew that would be an Al win.
Talking about gay.
Truly.
That one really does it for me.
Talk about gay awakening. I've never even seen Sucker Punch, but I remember seeing the trailer for it in the movie theater and being like, what am I feeling?
Yeah, lots of things.
So many things.
Wow. Iconic. Holy shit.
Costume design is by Joanna Johnston, who I felt like for a movie like this, we have to shout out the costume design. She also did Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, Contact, Saving Private Ryan, The Sixth Sense, Unbreakable, Castaway, Love Actually, War Horse, Lincoln, and this bitch's very first credit as costume designer was fucking Hellraiser.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, only some of the most iconic horror costumes ever committed to screen straight out the bat. Like, what are you doing?
I would I could just stop there and be fine.
Yeah, literally. So far we're 3 for 3 on people who've appeared elsewhere in the pod. Continuing the trend, our beloved David Leroy Anderson is back. He is the one who's married to Heather Langenkampf, head of AFX Studio. And he is on the FX makeup team, but he's not the head designer. The head designer is Dick Smith, who's the one responsible for the pea soup vomit looks in The Exorcist.
Yeah.
One of the original icons.
Sick.
Yeah. And Smith also did Altered States, Scanners, Amadeus, The Hunger, Taxi Driver, The Godfather, Dial M for Murder, and even some work that didn't go credited on screen but is credited on IMDb on Stepford Wives. I know.
Hey.
So we're 4 for 4 now.
Wow. God, and just like the most beefy, iconic films.
Literally.
All these people.
Again, just this like team is so incredible. And it's no wonder they go on to do the things they do, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So on the VFX side, as one might expect, this is an ILM project. And I said, you can tell because of how good it is. Like, it's gotta be ILM. Like, they're kind of the only ones who know how to do this, especially at this point in time. Like, and just a few of the positions listed in the credits to give us a taste of things to come. There were miniature makers, animators, rotoscopers, Vistaglide operators, puppeteers, and CGI artists all working together to make this happen.
All of the cool
Literally
things.
every
all
different kind of special effect you could do, they did it on this film.
Wow.
The VFX supervisor is Ken Ralston, who also was supervisor for Star Wars Episode 6, Back to the Future, Roger Rabbit, which, as we all know, spectacular from a VFX perspective. Like, that film was groundbreaking.
A perfect movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, still perfect.
So good. Yeah, and still completely holds up from a VFX perspective. Like, you buy it. Kurosawa's Dreams, Forrest Gump, Jumanji, which scared me so much as a kid. As a little kid, I was more scared of Jumanji than I was of, like, any horror movie that my mom showed me.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. That really had an impact on
it hit hard.
Children.
I'm like,
in the 90s,
I'm almost like scared to revisit it. Like, that really fucked
You're just going to start getting sweaty and like having heart palpitation.
I hear the name and I like seize up, shudder. I haven't heard that name in years. He also supervised Contact, Men in Black 2 and 3, and the Tim Burton Alice in Wonderland, which like may not be a good movie but has good VFX. So, and the puppets that I mentioned. Now we get into some of our stories of how the sausage got made. The puppets that were used to show Madeline in different like degrees, or when Madeline like falls down the stairs, they had, when she's like crumpled up at the bottom of the stairs, they had 8 different puppets to show different degrees of twistiness. So that like motion as she like stands up.
Yes.
It's a rod puppet. It's just a rod puppet.
That's great and all the more horrifying.
That I was convinced that was Meryl Streep pulling some weird shit. Like, it is such convincing puppetry.
I love that, and yes, agreed. I
was like,
really
she just like learned Buto or something. Like,
yeah. She's really bendy.
I wouldn't put it past her. I don't know.
But she can bend.
Literally.
Wow, that's great puppetry. Okay.
So,
holy shit.
Now we get into my 2 favorite facts for this whole episode. And we get to pull the pins out of 2 different things. First, Jurassic Park.
Yes.
So, we essentially owe the existence of Jurassic Park as the movie it is today to this film. In many different respects. We would not have Jurassic Park before this, without this. Why? Well, not only is it made by the exact same VFX team 1 year earlier and gave them an opportunity to try out a lot of the effects that they went on to use for Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
This film made VFX history as the first ever to use CGI to create a human skin texture, which I'm like,
whoa, I didn't know that.
Neither did I. And like, what a vastly important thing to have done. Like, now we depend on that. Like,
absolutely,
that's the foundation of like, I feel like 60% of VFX work is like
all
human
the
skin
Potters.
textures. Yes, literally. It's the moment it happens is during the shovel fight where Meryl's neck like stretches and then snaps back into place.
Yeah,
first time that had ever been done.
Whoa.
And I think we probably would not have gotten such convincing dino skin had we not gotten the good human skin in this movie.
Yeah. Oh my God. That no one what's it? Because everyone always talks about like was it Toy Story or whatever? And like, that's why we get Jurassic or whatever. I forget like the lore. Sorry, everyone. Don't Google it in front of me. But like, no one talks about
the abyss too as like a big.
I've never heard
Death Becomes Her,
and that's and it's horror, so that makes me really happy
horror.
Too.
Yes, and it's gay as shit.
Yeah, it's
and
all
also
the things, and then we get dinosaurs after.
Well, and it's like so like the exact opposite film tonally from Jurassic Park.
Wildly
like, worlds apart.
Although Jeff Goldblum is kind of eaten up in the same camp.
Oh my God.
So
Jeff
I can't
Goldblum
say him specifically.
The Meryl Streep of Jurassic Park. He's the Meryl.
Yeah, he's looking pretty sexy and slutty. All of
honestly, I want to see him in that like slinky white dress that she has on.
Yeah,
he'd rock it.
I mean, he'd pull it off absolutely. So that is I'm taking that as I think that might be one of my facts from this that I'm taking
Yay!
to regurgitate at everybody that will listen to me.
Yeah,
or
I've
won't
been like,
listen to me.
I've been like, just like telling random people at work this, and I feel like they're all like, Sienna, you're the only person working in the film department right now. Why do you think any of the rest of us want to hear this?
You're just talking to me.
Dino skin! Like,
human skin, dino skin, horror,
human
dinosaurs.
Skin, literally.
Rocking in a corner. It's so
I'm just like holding
amazing.
a small dinosaur in the corner and weeping. Okay, so my second fact of the episode that I think you'll probably also carry on from this. So another first for this film is that scene where Meryl's head twists around. Like, never really done that before in film history.
Believe it.
Very uncanny.
Yes.
I don't think it necessarily, like, I wouldn't say it sells as like real today, but it's still like so viscerally disturbing that I think it still like works to me.
Yeah. I think it looked great for the year.
Especially
honestly,
for
I really do.
92, it's incredible that it looks as good as it does. And I was thinking about it and I was like, what like predecessors are there? And I think probably the closest thing I could think of was Reagan's spinning head in The Exorcist, but that's a fully animatronic model.
Right, right.
And that lives in Queens, New York, that you can go visit. It's really cool. Here, what we see is almost entirely VFX, almost all computer work. And that kind of CGI work was brand new at the time.
Yeah.
And as the supervisor Ralston points out, when you're doing something that's brand new, you don't even know if it's going to work at all. And so you have to go in completely blind and have faith and just hope that shit plays out on screen. So how'd they do it? Well, they first try the Exorcist approach, basically. They build a full animatronic twisted Meryl torso with a fully functioning mouth that you can see videos of. I'll like post a TikTok of it with a clip. It's so creepy. To make it even creepier though, they had like had Meryl record her lines in advance, and they had like an ADR track basically of Meryl saying her like earnest. But they needed this animatronic Meryl dummy to look like it was saying the lines, and so they had it hooked up to electrodes that were attached to the chin of one of the crew members who's sitting next to the animatronic and is mouthing along like
absolutely fucking not.
It's
no
so
way
scary.
in hell do I. And they have a video of it?
Yes. And it's like, it's one of those things where it's like,
I'm gonna look at it.
Oh, I'll send it to you. It's incredible animatronic work, and also does not look convincing at all. And it's like just one of those things where it's like,
sad.
Well, like it looks like Meryl Streep. That's the scary part. But the movement doesn't look like a human. It's like they really did everything that you can even see them like putting makeup on it to make it look more like Meryl. Like it's the detail work they did is incredible. Yeah. Cover up that dead spot on the shoulder.
Yeah. That'll help with her mouth.
Literally. So yeah, they try that, and it's like genuinely one of the creepiest things I've ever seen. There's even a shot of it before they put the like Meryl skin on it, when it's just the animatronic like eyeballs and teeth and shit. It's so scary. I know. I'm like, I wonder what happened to that. Is that like sitting in the back of a studio like closet somewhere, just like
right? Is it like recycled? I was like, is it recycled somewhere like in hanging out in Universal as something else? Because like the Disney has like recycled robots that are like used in other ways. And
like when you build an animatronic like that, you're not going to want to just like get rid of it, right?
Yeah. Ooh, where is she live?
You're going to use that Meryl skin again somewhere.
I want it.
Oh my God, really, truly. So how they actually end up doing it, and there's also footage of this too, and it's so much fun to see the behind the scenes. They shoot Meryl walking backwards first with a blue bag over her head. Like, and it's like not even like It's like it almost looks like a swimming cap that also covers her face. Like, it's terrifying. And so she's just like stumbling her way backwards because like her eyes are covered. Like, she can't see where she's going.
Realistic stumbling, not
literally.
acting.
And then they shoot Meryl against a blue screen for just her head, but instead of having her like be on her own like body moving around on her own, they have her sitting on a chair on a mechanized rotating platform so that they can control the movement and lighting to precisely match exactly what she was doing with the movement shot first. And then they go through and they hand match the two frame by frame by frame.
That is so smart.
Isn't that amazing? And like so much work too.
Oh my god, like an insane amount, but like that it looks so cool.
It's really good.
Like it's done. Yeah. It is done really, really well for the technology. Honestly,
it is.
I was watching the new Cape Fear show like an hour before we started doing this. That CGI looks boo-boo. I am sorry. There's boo-boo CGI in this fucking thing. And like Death Becomes Her looked look better.
Good. Yeah, it does. And another part of why I think this film gave us Jurassic Park is because they would have done it with more special effects makeup, but they couldn't because Meryl's skin was really sensitive to it and kept reacting to it. So they did like little bits of it where they could, but they were like, okay, we can't make this like a prosthetics-based effect, which forced them to figure out this technology that then gets used on Jurassic Park.
Thank you, Meryl, for the dinosaurs. One of the best dinosaur movies we'll ever get in our time in our lifetimes. Oh my god!
Thank you, Meryl, for the skin reaction. Yeah. We've got
shout out to everyone with sensitive skin.
We've got CGI skin. Without the people with sensitive skin, we would not have these special effects. It's really important.
Honestly, there's a lot of technologies that we get because of people who do have allergies. Be inventive.
Exactly. And to make this whole story even more delicious, the day that they were shooting this, or the day that they were shooting the bag over the head footage with Meryl, was the same day that Meryl's mom was visiting the set. It just happened to work out that way. And she talks about her mom being like, why are they paying you all this money to wear a bag over your head?
And then you're not even going to be seen.
They don't even have your face in here. What's going on? And this is also where we get to pull the pin out of Meryl not acting in many horror movies, because a big part of it is the experience she had working on these VFX. And it's not because anybody like did anything wrong. It's because, as she says, she describes it, she's like getting asked about working on the VFX and gets asked if she'd ever do another effects heavy project. And she says, quote, "My first, my last, my only. I think it's tedious. Whatever concentration you can apply to that kind of comedy is just shredded. You stand there like a piece of machinery. They should get machinery to do it." They tried. "I loved how it turned out, but it's not fun to act to a lampstand. Pretend this is Goldie right here. No, I'm sorry, Bob. She went off the mark by 5 centimeters and now her head won't match her neck. It was like being at the dentist."
What? I mean, she's so cunty with the way she says. I love that she just says
she does not like give a fuck at all.
She is perfect in her responses. And like, I do get it. Like, that's not for everyone. We've heard it a bunch on this podcast too from actors. Like, they just, I get it. I can't imagine sitting there and then if it hurts your skin at the end of the day and you're in that for so long, you're in a chair, then you have to get it taken off properly. It's not like you just rip it off. So you're sitting a couple hours after. And it's just like, that's, I can imagine it just has to blow sometimes.
And especially for an actor like Meryl Streep, who is so much about like she cares so much about like accents and physicality and like nuances of performance. And so like to be constrained like that, I can imagine it being like all the things she doesn't like about acting on camera. But there are actors like Gary Oldman who are like, give me more. Like,
right. He's never looked the same in anything he's done.
Constantly adding on new ideas for what he wants his looks to be in Dracula. And for the scene where Goldie Hawn gets shot in the torso, I think it's pretty obvious there's like a chroma key going on with her stomach so that they can like take that out. But in order to shoot the shot itself, they had a headless mannequin stuffed with explosives that they exploded and then had they composited, the reason it had to be headless was that they composited Goldie's head onto it in post.
Okay, sure.
And then they filmed a stunt woman for the like getting propelled back by the blast motion. So it was a combination of two things.
She gets fucking yeeted.
Oh yeah.
That's a stunt person?
That's a stunt person. I know.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow. She gets yoinked.
Yeah, that must have hurt. That like no matter how well you do that, that has to be painful.
Fast.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like even if it's all like cushions on the other side, you're still hitting it with such velocity that like
90 miles an hour. She flew
literally.
Dang.
And perhaps my favorite special effects story is actually the simplest. The lowest tech of all possible low tech tricks on this movie. So for the moment where Meryl's tits like perk up, basically,
yeah.
They tried building like a pneumatic bra that they could like pump up and it would like lift each tit individually.
Yeah.
And it didn't look the way they wanted it to. So instead there's literally just a makeup artist kneeling behind her going,
how do we get that job, Siena?
Literally! This is all I want!
I was hoping you said that. I'm like, is someone just pushing her boobs
Yes!
Oh
Kneeling behind her. I'm imagining hands like underneath the dress because you can tell it's a dress with 2 layers, which I imagine they probably chose that costume in part because they needed to do this. And just
that was so funny, that moment. Yeah.
And it's so good. Like the movement of the tits has great comedic timing. And I imagine like, listen, bras don't work like that. No matter how much like air pressure you put into them. Like you're not gonna get that like boop, boop.
Yeah. I mean, I was wondering how they did that too. I was thinking, like, did they have like, little inflatable like balloons that went like perfectly? But yeah, sometimes just the best is the simplest.
The simplest,
I love that.
I know.
That's so funny.
Best job on a film set.
Yeah,
ever.
Truly. You know that Meryl was making jokes about that.
Oh yeah,
the entire time too.
Especially like the way she talks about this movie in retrospect. Like she talks about how uncomfortable the VFX were, but she loves this film. Like she's very proud of her work in it, and like has a lot of good stuff to say about it. So like this is again very different from last episode with The Wicker Man. This is not a situation where an actress is upset about how she was treated on set or how her body was treated. Meryl's like having a blast.
She's just like, I don't want the prosthetics again.
Exactly. The tits are fine, just not the prosthetics.
Push my tits up all day. However,
not that. And in a similarly like way realer than you expect it to be vein, during the shovel fight while they were shooting that, Meryl actually accidentally hit Goldie in the face with a shovel and left it's small, but you can still see it on Goldie Hawn's face. There's still a scar.
Were they rubber ones?
They should have been.
Yeah, but still they're hard because they can't look like they're bendy. So they're still going to be pretty weapony.
Yeah, I think that they had like at least some actual metal in there because like while watching the behind the scenes, they showed a little bit of that fight, and the sound that they're making as they hit each other is metal. It's not a rubber sound. So like,
oh no,
yeah,
ow, that's so scary.
I know. I'm like, thank God she's okay. Like they thought it was just a small little thing, and like they seem to be fine about it. Like there's not like a beef or anything, but accidents happen. But also, I could imagine if I were in Goldie Hawn's shoes, being pretty mad if my co-star like accidentally hit me in the face with a shovel. Yeah,
I'd be in my trailer crying just out of like embarrassment more than anything.
Exactly. Yeah, like it wouldn't be fair, but I feel like my immediate emotional reaction would be like, "Oh my God, you hit me in the face with a shovel! What the fuck are you doing?" Like,
bitch, and just hit back.
Exactly. Your turn. Movie becomes real. Isabella Rossellini like saunters out with a CGI drink. And the fat suit that they had Goldie Hawn in for the scene where she puts on weight was made of a quote unquote jello-like material called flabbercast, which I'm like, oh my God, that's such incredible naming. Yeah, like flabbergast, but cast. Like, oh my gosh, so good. Great. And that was designed by Lance and David Anderson, who worked on The Crow, Pet Sematary, and Serpent in the Rainbow. So literally, like, all of our VFX icons, like, come together on this movie. They all had a party here, which is adorable. And our composer is Alan Silvestri, who was a regular Zemeckis collaborator, who also just soundtracked like a giant chunk of my childhood. Like so many of the movies that I watched growing up. He did Back to the Future, Predator, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, The Abyss, Father of the Bride, Fern Gully, The Last Rainforest.
Oh.
I know! The Bodyguard, Forrest Gump, Practical Magic, Stuart Little, the Lindsay Lohan version of Parent Trap, Castaway, Serendipity, Polar Express, and Identity. So he has appeared on the podcast before.
I really just... I hate how was so excited to have this podcast. So I'm like, I'm going to know so many names and so many things. And boy, oh boy.
We have this like fun, vague familiarity with so many names. Where we're like, I'm pretty sure he did something sometime. Like
we do talk about a lot of people.
It's true. We cover a lot of different folks.
Some stick, some don't. But yeah. Oh, wow. That's really cool.
And he's got a few little projects in post-production right now, including they brought him back for the sequel to Practical Magic, and he is in post-production right now for Avengers Doomsday, which I felt like I should bring in for you. Yeah.
I'm so excited for that movie. I'm so excited for that movie. Sorry, everyone.
Same composer as Death Becomes Her.
Wow.
And the Parent Trap.
I was going to say, and the Parent Trap. I will remember that going into that, because that's the one I'm going to pull.
There you go.
And put in
this
my
is
little
where the podcast
cabinet corner
becomes useful.
Yeah. When we talk Marvel to Al.
There we go. Listen, we're not doing this podcast to be useful. We're doing this podcast to create joy.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so fun. Damn. Again, another heavy hitter.
I know. What a fucking group, right? Like every single one of these
insane.
People. It's like the Avengers of the film universe. Like it's all of the most powerful forces in Hollywood coming together to make Death Becomes Her.
Insane.
Can you tell I haven't seen any of the Avengers? I don't understand if that's actually what's happening in it or not, but I don't know.
Yeah, that was great. You did great.
Fabulous.
We'll cut this part out and you'll just sound super knowledgeable.
You're doing great, sweetie.
Yeah, you're doing great. Big Marvel fan over there.
Oh my God. And now we get to pull the pin out of the reshoots.
Ooh,
so
yes, the 3 days.
Yes, those 3 extra days in June.
Yes.
What did they come back to shoot? Because this movie then comes out very soon after, and I'll tell you how soon in just a second. But they came back to shoot an entire new ending to the movie. Which I'm like,
wow.
A, that's a lot. B, that's a lot of money. C, oh my God, I relate. Not that I shot a new ending to my movie, but when the snow day canceled the last 2 days of shooting, part of what we missed was the end. And so we had to go back so that we could shoot it for the first time. But I was like, oh my God, I relate. So remember how I mentioned that there were actors whose roles were completely cut from the film?
Yes. Uh-oh.
One of those was Tracy Ullman, who's in... Yes. Tracy Ullman was in this movie. And you can see footage of Tracy Ullman in this movie if you look up the original theatrical trailer, because the theatrical trailer has footage from 5 different scenes that ended up getting cut at the last minute.
Wow.
And one of those, for those of you who aren't familiar with Tracy Ullman, she's in Truman Show, Robin Hood Men in Tights, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Corpse Bride, and The Tracy Ullman Show. In case that's helpful.
That little thing.
That little thing. So if you watch the original trailer, you will see Tracy playing a bartender who becomes a new love interest for Ernest. And originally, the movie ended with Ernest and Tracy escaping to Europe, faking their own deaths, escaping to Europe to get away from the Goyles and basically living happily ever after. And we see that the girls are still looking like themselves but are miserable. But Zemeckis decides that this ending is quote unquote too saccharine and decides that he needs something that's a better tone fit for the film.
Yeah.
And that's more risky, which I do think is a good call. And
great call.
Understandably, Tracy is bummed, but she only shot for 2 days. And the reason she did the part in the first place was because she and Meryl Streep were BFFs. And so they got to hang out on set together. And so at least,
cute.
even if she didn't make it into the final cut, at least they had fun which makes it a little bit less heartbreaking.
Still.
And she's in the trailer.
Yeah. Wow.
You can also see bits of other cutscenes in that trailer if you're curious, but that's the one that's really interesting that I feel like I have to shout out. We're already rounding the corner. We're at our release now. This film... It's interesting. If you read articles from the time, they're like, oh, this film did so well at the box office. And if you read articles from now, they're like, this film had such a bad time in theaters, but then was rediscovered on VHS. So there's some interesting, like, the way things actually went down is not how they're remembered as going down. And we'll, like, unpack that more in a second. But when it first comes out, it's number 1 at the box office its opening weekend. And it outperforms a couple previous Zemeckis openings, including Who Framed Roger Rabbit and Back to the Future. Opens stronger than both of those. Which, like, that's saying something.
Holy shit.
And this film opened the same weekend as the Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie and crushed it.
Giles passed you guys today, and I've been rewatching Buffy. So how dare you? I know I don't think he's in the movie, but like, how dare you?
I'm so sorry.
I'm very upset about it.
I wrote these notes before that happened, and now I'm like, that doesn't have the same tone.
We can hold space for him because I love him. Anyways, that's crazy though.
So like, really strong opening, y'all. This film did not have a weak opening, and it goes on to make a total. Do you want to take a guess? Like around?
Oh my god, really strong. Opening weekend, did it make like 100 million? No, it didn't make it money back.
I don't know opening weekend in particular, but I know. I know the total.
150.
149.
Oh, hey! I'm getting better at this.
Look at that.
3 years later. 3 years later, I've only gotten too close the last 2 episodes. That's it.
But you're getting better and better. Yeah. We're growing our skills here, people. So, like, listen, 149 mil at the box office is not shabby, especially for a film made for between 40 and 55. Like, it definitely made its budget back. Yeah. It definitely turned a profit. Like, why are we saying that this, like, completely bombed? Well, it bombed with critics, but we'll get to that in a second.
Oh, boo.
I know. And it comes out in New York and LA on July 31st, which is just a month and a half after those reshoot days.
Oh my god. And an ending.
And an ending.
You, not just reshoots.
Not like a couple little things. Yeah. I'm like, oh my god.
Wow.
And even from all the footage they shot in April, from April to July 31st, that's an insanely tight post-production schedule for any project, but especially for a project that has this many computer effects that are brand new. Like, I do not understand how they did that on that timeline. I feel like the entire staff of ILM must have been pulled from all other projects and just put onto Death Becomes Her. Like,
I was gonna say, is that probably like hundreds of people worked on it.
I'm sure. Like, the sheer manpower you would need to be able to do that is like mind-boggling.
It's nuts though, still to think about. It doesn't even matter. It's insane to think about.
Yeah, like what are we doing?
Having like all the answers, like they're
for never having done this before and having to like change approaches so many times. Yeah, that's unbelievable. Honestly,
wow. Good on all of them, every single person. Yeah.
Snaps to whoever made those schedules. Like, wow, you did an incredible job. Reception.
Whatever.
We know they're wrong. It's fine.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
This film currently holds a 58% from critics.
I'm surprised.
And a 62% from audiences, which I said in my notes here just tells you that these reviewers are straight.
What are we? Like, I was just like, what are we, homophobic now?
Literally, no gay person could ever rate this movie poorly. If you're gay, you don't like this homophobic movie. Literally, in Pride Month.
How dare you? How dare you?
Literally. Oh my god.
You hated anything I like this month? Homophobic.
It is. And you did it in Pride. Come on.
Not during Pride Month.
Not during Pride Month. So even at the time, reviews were pretty mixed. Critics on the upside loved the special effects, which is good to see.
Oh,
Because I feel
good.
like
They
a lot
should.
of the time, even with really good special effects, reviews will just be like, I hated that they existed, like that this was a film with special effects. And I like that they appreciated the
Yeah,
artistry
that's nice to
here.
hear.
And they loved the performances, especially Streep and Willis, which, like, yeah, I
Mhm.
think everybody does an incredible job, but those two performances, particularly because they are so, like, casting out of type, they're
Mhm.
just unbelievably good. Things that they didn't like, basically it gets accused of being all special effects and no plot, which, like, yeah, that's what you're
Whatever.
signing up for. Like,
Yeah.
and like,
Right, nailed it. Okay.
and the other thing is a lot of people say that this film is a satire that doesn't actually have that much to say, like that it doesn't go that deep. And I'm like, I don't think it's trying to. I don't think it
Yeah.
I also don't think it's trying to fool you into thinking it is. Like all of the stuff around the narrative, like all of the narrative stuff is hangers on which to hang these set pieces.
Yeah.
And that's
Right?
okay. That's what it's
Right?
doing. Let it be what it
It's
is.
just fun.
Yeah. Let her live her life. Come on.
Right? It's yeah. There's a lot
yeah.
going on, but it is simple at its core, too.
Absolutely.
Like there is a lot going on and also not much going on.
Kind of like I feel like what's going on inside these two characters. Like there's a lot and there's also nothing. And like it's fine.
Yeah.
And like yes, this film does have some commentary on how we as a society view aging, but I also think it's like very much entertainment first and commentary second. It is not setting out to be like a blistering commentary of the way we treat women. It's setting out to be fun, like, and just come at it from that perspective. The one critique that I saw that I did actually think have a fair point came from Rita Kempley in the Washington Post, which I'm like, surprise, surprise, a woman had more to say than a straight dude on this one. Shocking. And her review is actually mostly favorable. Like, she's positive on the film. But she does say that, quote, there's this underlying high and mighty moral tone, which might have come straight from the pen of Hawthorne, Nathaniel Hawthorne, the author of Scarlet Letter. My brain was just like, easy A. No. This puritanical posture, wholly deserving of Madeline's retort. Blah, 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 blah. Really, fellas, what's a little cucumber mask going to hurt? And I'm like,
oh my God.
Okay, I love that. And that is like the only like critique I think is that I will allow of this movie. I do think it is kind of like passing judgment on the women's concern with their own appearances and like just like let them be vain and shallow. I don't know. Like, it's fine.
Right?
Like, I don't really need them to have, like, their moral desserts at the end. I'm fine with them just, like, having a good time. But also, again, like, that's not really the point. None of this is the point.
Their, like, vapidness is what is their demise in the end, and that's just great. It's simple and it's there, which I'm so happy they reshot it. I can't believe they had a different
oh my God, I know.
ending because it really is just that simple. It's just funny because it's just like I don't know, like it is and isn't that serious.
Well, it's like it's an ending that allows you to envision what their next like 500 years of existence are going to be. Like it tells you so much with so little.
Right. I want to know what happens after.
Yeah,
their little fingers crawl and just tape each other together. It's so good. It's so funny.
Well, they need a Tiffany to come and stitch them back.
Oh, she would have too.
She would have
makeup. She would have helped them.
And honestly, I think she would have had a better time with those two. A throuple between the three of them.
Absolutely. They
way
just
better.
Bitched about men the whole time.
Now that is a crossover sequel that I would watch.
That would be amazing.
Ugh.
That would have been amazing. They could have done that.
They could have done that. That could have happened.
That actually makes me upset.
Hollywood, you let us down.
Truly. Once again. No.
Truly. However, to like brighten the mood a little bit after that little bit of critique, this film is Oscar winning. Which so well deserved. It won an Oscar for visual effects, which makes me very happy.
I mean,
absolutely needed it. That win went to Ken Ralston, the VFX supervisor, nice. Doug Chang, Doug Smythe, and Tom Woodruff Jr. And I said, "Oh, the Dougs." Meryl also got a nomination for a Golden Globe for Best Actress in a Musical or Comedy. Didn't win.
Wow.
And it earns a bunch of Saturn nominations and 1 win for Isabella Rossellini, which I love.
Wow.
And I will note that this is apparently, this DVD release of this film is one of the worst reviewed transfers I've ever seen. So like it is apparently the biggest waste of money. Do not get this film on DVD. Get the new Blu-ray from Shout Factory instead.
Shout Factory. Nice. Okay, cool. No, thank you.
It also has like a bunch of cool bonus features on it. It's actually, I found like a BBC review of this DVD that says, quote, "As far as the picture quality goes, you'd be better hanging on to your VHS copy." Which I'm like,
I love the British
oh
accent.
My God.
That's
the shade.
Amazing.
It's supposed to be like really washed out, really gray, really grainy, really fuzzy. And I'm like, this is such a visually stunning film that like we can't have that. So like
No.
Yeah.
No,
PSA,
no.
get the Blu-ray.
Thank you. I'm happy to know that because I would have absolutely
I would
I'm
too.
trying to collect all the movies that we've done on the pod.
I need to start doing that. Yeah. Now that I'm like slightly less like devastatingly broke, I can actually start slowly building up the collection.
Listen,
so,
I know DVDs
I'm not
are so
broke, but I'm not as
expensive.
devastatingly broke. DVDs are expensive.
Who isn't broke in 2020?
Literally,
Sorry,
I don't know anybody. And influence. This film also got made into a musical that's apparently really good. Like incredibly well reviewed. People love it. It got nominated for 10 Tonys and it won one for costume design. Which not a great ratio, but 10 nominations is pretty damn good in itself. Like
that's so cool. I had no idea.
Right? And there was an article in 2022 about Jessica Chastain and Anne Hathaway wanting to do a remake together. It's not like something that like officially like happened or like was like in like official conversations, but they were talking to each other about how much they would like to.
Chastain.
I do too.
They would actually eat it up. I have Anne Hathaway fatigue at the moment, but however, I do think they would do well together.
This is the exact same reaction I had. I was like, I think Jessica Chastain is such a great casting choice, especially like putting her in the Meryl Streep role. I feel like the societal place she occupies, I feel like is very similar to Meryl Streep in the 90s.
Yes.
Anne Hathaway, it's not that I don't like her.
No, she's great.
Not that I don't like her. I do think that for a film that is so much about like beauty standards, I think you need somebody whose face is a little bit less frozen. So that you can go more frozen over the course of the movie.
And no hate.
No, that's not. Do what makes you feel good.
But not for an actor. Not when you have to express your emotions on screen.
And not if you want to do a movie that is a parody of people doing that.
Yeah.
Like it's just
it doesn't need to be specific actors.
Yeah. Which honestly, I just had a thought.
Yay.
Fan cast.
Just in general or about
just
the
a
movie?
General thought. My first in days.
I've just had a thought.
Whoa. Oh my God.
Sorry. I had to do it. Continue.
No, I'm
desperate to hear fan casts.
Okay. Imagine
from you specifically.
Jessica Chastain.
Mm-hmm.
Claire Danes.
Oh God, I fucking love Claire Danes.
People
do not
Claire
give
Danes.
her the love that she fucking deserves. She put her in anything.
And like specifically putting her in the Goldie Hawn role, like I feel like
she would sell the hell out of it.
She would sell the hell out of it.
She can do the duality
exactly
of that character really. God,
and
I love her.
I feel like similarly like is an actress who we think of for her dramatic performances, but I feel like has really solid comedic chops and could like surprise you with it here. God, and has like a really mobile face too. It's like famously mobile face. That's what I want.
Super expressive. God, what a
imagine.
I
would watch.
Picking anyone else because you said Claire Danes and no one ever talks about her, and I love her.
Love, yeah.
My so-called life was like everything to me. So
oh my gosh,
I'm of her.
I'm showing my kids next year the Baz Luhrmann Romeo and Juliet, and I can't wait to torment them. We're gonna have so much fun.
That's great. That's great.
And moving into Film Theory Rant Corner, because obviously for a film like this, we got to have a beefy one.
Yeah.
And part of the reason why, so first of all, I have to give credit to a great Vanity Fair article called The Gloriously Queer Afterlife of Death Becomes Her, which is where I pulled a lot of the quotes for this section from, because I kind of went in with this question of like, obviously this film is very gay. Like, all of us know this. We feel it instinctively.
Yes.
But why? Yes. Like, how can I articulate why it's gay? Like, there's not a queer character in this movie. It just is. But, like, that's not a satisfying answer. So how can we pick this apart? So this is actually something that a lot of people who are involved with and or culturally associated with this movie have been asked about in this Vanity Fair article. So I brought in a bunch of different takes and then my own. So, since we picked this film for Pride, especially I felt like we had to talk about this. It's also like it has popped up so often on RuPaul's Drag Race. Jinx Monsoon especially is a big fan of this movie.
I love Jinx. Yeah.
I love her so much.
That makes sense, actually.
I'm pretty sure they had a Death Becomes Her runway challenge at one point. Like, this is like consistently come up on RuPaul's Drag Race. I think Sasha Velour won it, if I'm remembering correctly.
Oh God, I love her. I do
as well. I don't like Drag Race, but I love a lot of the queens from it.
The queens.
Yeah, there's a big difference between the two.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the screenwriters also have been asked about it, and they're not sure. Kep said, quote, "You really can't underestimate the entertainment value of two women swinging shovels at each other." And I'm like, truer words. So true. But also, like, that does not tell me why this is a queer movie. You really dodged the question there, Kep. Donovan says, quote, "I could invent some excuse, but deep down in my heart, I don't know." Which I love the honesty. He then goes on
That's
to
a great answer.
he then goes on to like kind of speculate a little bit, and he's like, queer folks are often drawn to stories about struggle and characters never giving up even if it's a mess. And I'm like, I could see that. It's not my instinct as a queer person though, as to why we're drawn to this
I'm
film.
like, oh, my struggle. That's why I like this movie.
No, it's very much like a well-meaning straight person's take on why their art got picked up by the
trying to
community.
get there.
Yeah, and like I'm very charmed by it. I'm like, that's a very sweet answer. You're trying so hard. You think we're taking it so seriously? We're not, but
nope.
And then Jinx Monsoon gets asked the same question. I was so happy I got to bring in Jinx Monsoon quotes as a source for this episode.
It's amazing.
She says, quote, "I think this is a trait that runs throughout the queer community, the obsession with hyper-feminine female villains. We see it in Disney movies and in movies like Death Becomes Her and in characters like Poison Ivy and Catwoman. Almost all the Disney villain witches are gay icons. I think it has something to do with feeling like outcasts and imagining yourself in this position of power where even though you're the outcast, you still have some kind of power and strength within you." And I don't know, it's just campy and it's so campy and over the top that it's like, how could this not have been made for drag queens? And I'm like, right? That's a good answer.
I think that last part is where it inherently
absolutely
touches people.
100%. And now to bring in my own, probably overly serious, but it's like a piece of film theory that I've like wanted to bring in forever, and it immediately made me think of it. So I'm shoving it in here. So there is an essay by a like psychoanalytic film theorist called Julia Kristeva that she wrote in the 80s called Powers of Horror, an essay on abjection. And after watching this movie and being like, why do the queers love it? I was like, it's because it's abject, motherfuckers. So abjection, literally, like just the word itself is like a state of wretchedness, like you've been debased almost. But the way Kristeva uses it for talking about specifically like how it relates to not even just horror movies, but like the concept and the feeling of horror is like, if you're thinking about like the framework of like object and subject, like the person doing the thing and the person having the thing done to them, the abject is the stuff that exists in the in-between spaces of them. That's not subject and is not object and is in the middle on the borderline, and particularly like on the borderline between life and death, and like things that draw our attention to how fragile it is. And so she talks about corpses, she talks about rotting food, things like that are in this like place where it's like you can see where the life once was, but it is not anymore, and there's this like uncanny quality to it. That's where the abject lives. And I brought in a quote. She says, right? She says,
really cool.
Oh, I'm so glad. Like, I know it's like kind of tangentially related, but I also think it's applicable. She says, quote, subject, in quotations, and object push each other away, confront each other, collapse, and start again. Inseparable, contaminated, condemned, and at the boundary of what is assimilable, thinkable, abject. And I'm like, is that not inherently queer? Like the
Right.
things that are at the boundaries between things, that are in
Mhm.
between things, that are liminal, that are
Mhm.
uncanny, that are unsettling, like that is an inherently queer thing.
I
And
love
this,
that.
right? And like, especially if we think about gender queerness, which I think like,
Mhm.
especially talking about drag queens being drawn to this movie and this movie popping up in drag a lot,
Mhm.
that's
Mhm.
a liminal space, right? It's a gender
Yeah.
liminality. And so this idea
Yeah.
of like a dark comedy that lives very much in the realm of the abject. Like we're seeing these characters get themselves all dolled up and then accidentally peel back their shoulder and we see it's rotting. Like
Right,
that's
right.
abjection right there.
Yeah.
And
yeah, especially
abjection
with
is
that.
queer.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, I love that. That was definitely a serious but like very much fun little
yeah.
I like where you took my brain in that one because
Well,
it
thank you.
it is I wouldn't have had words for that.
Yeah. It's like
So
something
I
where
kind
it's
of
like,
love
I relate to this feeling, and I like before I read this, I hadn't had like a word to put to it.
yeah.
Abject. And like it's not that I think all of us queers are going into this movie being like,
Yeah.
ah yes, the abjection reflects my state of
right,
existence.
right.
It's that like I think like we are on like a subconscious level, we
exactly.
vibe with it.
Yeah.
Like
And that just kind of explains it in a way where it's like why, and that could be a reason why. And it's true. We kind of find these like corners, like these, like you said, these like in between spaces to live because we don't fit
yeah.
in these, or they don't exist
in the between
for us.
spaces.
And so like we've kind of created these in between. So I actually I love that. I mean, it really does boil it down to something so simple. And it does because like why, I mean, I have very black and white reasons why mine is queer, and it makes sense. Like I don't have a huge corner on it, very contrasting in yours, but like it is interesting when it's like we claim these movies as queer as ours, and it's just like why, and then when you really have to sit down and think about it, it's like why. And like but I love that as a more tangible definition of maybe why.
Thanks for going on this like honestly pretty tangential
I love
journey
when you do
with
that though, because sometimes I'm just like no thoughts, just vibes.
Yeah. But absolutely.
If someone were to ask me that, I would have to sit and think about it. So I love when you bring in things like that, because it just makes sense.
Now if somebody asks, we don't have to sit and think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, if y'all
no thinking.
If y'all haven't read this essay, I highly recommend. It's really
really
like,
good.
Beautifully written and like has very like juicy language too, and is very like
chunk.
And
it was
great. And very like very horror applicable, obviously. So
is it just online then?
I think so. I'll do a quick search and see where I can find it. But like
very cool.
It's pretty accessible. Anyway, I do have a watch note, actually. I have a watch note that's funny.
That's not it.
That's not it. Oh yeah. So Dana's finally back in town, which I'm very happy about. And so she watched this with me. It was her first time watching.
First time?
She loved it. And her immediate response, she immediately like, as soon as the credits are rolling, I look over and she's getting on Letterboxd. And
that's how you know.
Oh yeah. I'm like, oh, that was a hit. And the Letterboxd review that Dana left was just, so Zemeckis is gay, right? You gotta be a little gay to make this.
Dana, on the same wavelength. I think I posted a meme on our page the other day that was like this is made by a gay man, because it's like it's always a shock when it's not.
100%.
So hard agree with that review.
Yes.
Wish I saw it so I could have brought it in, because I have my Letterboxd review. So god damn it. That's so funny.
That is it. That is all I
amazing.
have. That's all the murder she wrote.
Oh my god. I can't believe I've gone this long with knowing kind of like nothing. Like nothing. Siena.
When you said that you like not only hadn't seen it, but like didn't know much about it, I was like jaw on
Where
the
have you
floor.
been? I know.
It's so alcoded. Like
yeah. What was it too? I just watched Witches of Eastwick for the first time.
Oh my God. Very much in the same camp as this movie.
Yeah. No, that's why I was
Big
like, I
time.
felt like they were going to be the same.
Mhm.
It's just like, again, there's God, the 90s really had so many amazing movies going for it.
Especially dark comedies in the 90s really were going on.
And they really hit with the balance of very dark and
comedic. Yeah. Heavy on the dark, heavy on the comedic.
yeah. But yeah, I was like could not wait to sit down to do this one. So yeah, I'm
so glad after you were dreading Wicker Man that this got to be one you got
did
to
like
look
Wicker
Man.
To.
Yeah, true. Yeah. More than expected, but
yeah, no, I am super happy. I'm part of the know now.
Love.
Part of the club, guys.
Love.
I get why so many people like cosplay and like costume, like dress up for Halloween and stuff like that. So it's just like truly everything about it's iconic. It's kind of insane.
I am shocked that there's not a more readily available gif of the moment where Meryl's going like flaccid, because that like lives in my head rent free. Like
I mean, that one really got me. Yeah, we gotta look for who is gifs of this, because I feel like too, not to like get on a tangent, but I just feel like for what this movie is, it feels big, like everyone has seen it and talks about it, and it also feels still very like culty, if that makes sense.
I feel like it's like well known but not well respected. Like
boo.
Yeah,
lame.
I think it's still
homophobic.
Lives there. Yeah. Honestly, yes. You're not allowed to hate this movie in Pride Month. Save
That's
it.
my letterbox review. Don't like this movie? Homophobic.
Literally. Love.
Yeah. Anyways, on that note,
should we stitch ourselves back together and come right back?
Yeah. I'm so excited to talk about Pride.
I am too. Yeah.
I'm gonna go get more coffee and then we'll come back to it. So
yeah.
We'll be right back. And we're back. And boy, are we.
We're so back. We are so back.
So back. And if no one knows, we just threw Siena in the deep end of the Chucky Child's Play franchise.
This was my
with
first
number 4.
Chucky verse. I didn't even know what number in the series it was, honestly. I was like, I'm not even going to look up anything. Great. Fabulous.
Yeah. However,
I'm really glad you did not have me watch Seed of Chucky first, given how much this one is like setting that one up, I'm assuming.
Yeah, because that one, but like, yeah, this is a good one, and we'll talk about it too. Like, this was such a this is a good one to jump in because 1 through 3 kind of live in a space on their own. And so you kind of don't need to know really anything other than Charles, which gets explained in the movie, is that Charles Lee Ray is a serial killer and now he's in the body of a doll. That's kind of all you need to know.
I feel like it does a good job of getting you the little context you need pretty quickly. Yeah. So I was mostly left with questions about, like, I want to know more about their relationship. Like, how did we get to this point?
Tiffany is not in. This is her first appearance. So you joined us in this together. So we don't have the answers.
That is very Bride of Frankenstein, I guess, that she would just appear here. I'm sure.
Yeah, obviously. But yeah, so it's a great one to start in. This is kind of, I'm trying to think if I have my horse, or I kind of want to, before I blab, I'm like terrified and also will be mad at you depending on your reaction. Considering what it is, how was this?
I fucking loved this.
Okay.
I had a great time.
Okay. I mean, it's like, it's Jenna Bertilli.
Yeah.
At the very least.
No,
she's
and like,
the best
you're
thing.
right. She's never been hotter, and I didn't think that was possible. Because like, she's already the hottest person to have ever walked the face of the earth.
Yeah.
But oh my God, those first 15 minutes, I was like,
I know. Every time, like, I get more and more like, I think I swoon every time more and more as if I've never seen this movie before.
Yeah.
And I'm
as
just
if I've never seen Jennifer Tilly
Yeah,
before.
exactly.
Like,
And I'm just like, God, fucking hell.
yeah.
Her in this movie is so good. And they were so smart to bring her onto this. So
they really
okay. I'm glad you had a good time.
I'm not sure that I would have if it weren't for her, but like she carries so much of the movie that like literally every time she was talking like as the doll, I was just like, it's Jennifer Tilly.
Yeah.
It was all I needed.
She is our queen of this franchise. I came into this franchise, I think I've mentioned it before, but I came into this franchise very late in life, only a couple years ago.
Oh, you did mention that, yeah.
This Chucky scared the goddamn shit out of me as a kid. Oh my
God. Amazing.
I mean, truly scared me. It was at my grandparents'. I think the first or second one was on. I just was left to my own devices as we were in the 90s and watched some of it, and literally up until college. This is really me spilling tea. But if you make fun of me, it's homophobic. So
it's Pride.
I slept with I had to sleep with the covers over my head because the thought of a Chucky doll genuinely scared me.
I love this so much.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm learning such Al lore right now.
I'm not a fan of dolls.
For me, it was vampires. I was like scared that vampires were going to come after me as a kid, which is funny because now I love vampire movies. But yeah,
now I love creepy dolls.
There you go. It comes full circle.
Full circle. But yeah, so I was super late, and since then I have devoured every Chucky thing I could. I've watched all the movies. I have watched the TV series as it's been airing. I am like a huge Chucky fan for all of his wrongs. I love him. Specifically,
we support Chucky rights and Chucky wrongs.
And wrongs, yeah, and Tiffany rights and wrongs.
Yes.
But this is like the one that gets me every time. This was the one like watching. I was like, I fucking love Tiffany. I love this franchise because of how just bonkers it is.
Oh yeah. And it's so camp. It's so fucking camp.
It is the definition of camp for me.
Like, that was, I think, really what got me on board was like it took itself so unseriously.
Yes.
That I was like, oh, we're just here to have a good time. This is great. Like,
put a pin in that too.
Great.
The tone of this one. Everyone who has seen the first three kind of understand where we're going to go with this. Siena, we will share with you
in the dark
together. Yes, but so we'll share that. I'm so happy you had fun with it. Again, Jennifer Tilly in this, and she continues to be in the franchise up and through the show, and she's just perfect. She's a perfect human. But my little tidbits, much like you having horror references in yours, I have like a list of how many? I have like 7 bullet points of horror references.
Oh my God.
That we get.
Amazing.
And there's probably more. Like you said, there's shovels. I'm sure that was the shovel scene there. I'm sure that there's shovel fight.
Yeah.
Has to be at this point. But I'm going to run through them. So we'll see how many we all have clocked. I think some of the more obvious ones are the opening scene. So we have Michael Myers and Jason's mask from Halloween and Friday the 13th. So all the evidence room. We also see Leatherface's chainsaw from Texas Chainsaw. And then Freddy Krueger's glove from Nightmare on Elm Street. So heavy hitters right out the gate.
Cute.
We have our beloved Alexis as Damien, and so Damien Baylock's name is actually a nod to Antichrist Damien and his babysitter Mrs. Baylock from 1976, The Omen.
Amazing.
Genius on the head.
And of course he chose that name too, the character did.
Yeah. Right, because we learned that is not his
legal name. Yeah.
We also have it's so good. Chief Kincaid's death, so the nails launching into his face, obviously a tribute to Pinhead and Hellraiser. That is where we also get the line like that looks familiar, which is great, and we'll talk about that later.
I didn't pick up on that. Oh my God.
A little like meta nod from Chucky himself. We also have in the evidence room, again at the beginning of the movie, there is the crate from 1982's Creep Show. We also get Tiffany when she's reading Voodoo for Dummies. She turns to page 217, which is obviously a reference to The Shining and the room there. And then the last kind of self-referential self-referential thing that we get is if you look at the newspaper clippings that Tiffany collects, there is a death date. And then I think we see it on his tombstone at the end too. It's November 9th, 1988, which is the release date of Child's Play. And obviously when we see Brad Dourif's character of Charles E. Ray die. So again, I am sure there are so many more, but if that kind of just tells you how kind of camp and self-referential and how much it just kind of plays in this like silly, goofy horror world.
You know what it reminds me of is, oh my gosh, what's the one? It was a Travis pick. It was a Travis birthday pick.
Demon Knight?
No, I think it was the one we paired with that.
I forgot.
Yonic imagery is very important to our work. Turtle mask. Oh my gosh. It's like right on the tip of my tongue.
Behind the Mask.
The Rise of Leslie Vernon. Thank you. It feels very Leslie Vernon.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's living in a world where like all the serial killers live in like the same neighborhood. Like
yeah. Absolutely.
And it's Hackensack, New Jersey.
Absolutely. We have like a park nearby us, not to get off topic, that's like called something Borough, and we always are just like, Woodsboro. We live there.
Oh my God, so I love that. Love that for you. Living the dream.
I do have taglines, and they're pretty good, as to be expected. We have most famously, we have, "Here comes the bride, ... There goes everybody else."
It's great. That's a tagline.
That's a tagline. That's how you do it. We have like kind of some more like promo-y ones too, which is very like, when was this? 98? Very like of the time. So we have "This Halloween, Chucky gets lucky," which was like a big thing for this one. Doll sex on screen. So, of course.
Oh my God. I had like a moment during that scene where I was like, whoa, this is racier than I expected. And then I was like, Siena, it's a doll. Like,
no, yeah. It feels like I want to shield
like
my
we're
eyes.
Watching something we shouldn't be, right?
Yeah.
Like,
we will talk about that sex scene
great.
For
good
a moment. I have two more taglines I'm going to share with you. There were a few more, but these were the good ones. We have "The honeymoon's gonna be killer." Perfect.
Amazing.
And then kind of as a nod to the previous three and just like Chucky as a whole, we have "This time Chucky has a playmate of his own."
Oh my God.
So it's fun. Perfect. We have our writer and really creator of Chucky and the Child's Play series. We have Don Mancini. He, much like everything I bring on this pod, a gay man. So inherently, this is gay.
Officially gay.
I just love my gay writers. I love my Kevin Williamson. I love my Don Mancini. And of course, like I said, he is a screenwriter, director, producer. He's responsible for the creation of Chucky as a character. Amazing. And he has written every film in the original series and served as the showrunner on the television show as well. So he's very much involved in it. I think, I forget what... Kevin Williamson has dropped off of Scream. He only had directed like, I think it was the one like 2 ago.
Got it.
Or like the most recent one, I forget. But he kind of wasn't really a part of that. Don Mancini very much is actively playing a role in the universe, which is why I think
I love that.
It feels so good and real. And it's one of the franchises that I feel like has not fallen off for me personally.
It's true to its roots.
Yeah. It's very much staying with the same kind of team. So how did he conceive the most iconic killer doll? Obviously,
what was the seed of Chucky?
What was the seed of Chucky? I love that you have like no idea what that. I would put that on after today. It's a bonkers
I think
one.
I need to. I absolutely.
Yeah.
Although I'm also like, I'm sure we're going to cover that on the podcast. Should I save it?
We might.
Like,
I don't know. I'm curious because we could.
Like fascinating. This is not the reaction I was expecting.
No. It's just there's just so many. I'm like, which one would we want to do? The original? Do we want to do?
I just feel like Seed of Chucky. We have to just because
it's got one of my
queer
favorite characters that comes to be my child. However, We're not there yet. The seed of Chucky in the terms of how did we get Chucky from Don Mancini?
Yes,
so
indeed.
He actually conceived the idea of child's play while being a film student at UCLA back in the 80s, which I think is really always fun when they kind of bring in these ideas from their youths. So obviously he was a horror fan. We know the story. He really loved the film from 1975, Trilogy of Terror. Obviously loved the Twilight Zone episode, specifically Living Doll. He references, and then obviously, like, Killer Doll was not a new concept at this point, but he kind of was thinking of how that concept had not really been executed in a feature-length film with animatronics used specifically. So he kind of was like, I have this idea and I've seen this in certain ways, but I have not seen it specifically in this
now we
way.
have the technology.
We have the technology. And so he kind of combined that idea with this like mid 80s craze of the Cabbage Patch Kids dolls, which are like a bonkers things to think about. And I don't know if anyone has looked up the places that you can like go to birth a Cabbage Patch doll. It's that in itself should be a horror movie. Look it up or don't. I don't blame you either way. It's kind of gross.
I did not know that you birthed a Cabbage Patch doll. I'm very upset by this.
There's like birthing parents that birth it out of the Cabbage Patch. Anyways,
no,
I digress. But that's a real thing. And the 80s craze of these dolls. So like combine this idea of like wanting to do something, you know, coming from like Trilogy of Terror and Twilight Zone, and then this craze of Cabbage Patch dolls, which like were flying off the shelves. Parents were getting into physical fights to get their hands on these dolls. And so kind of creating, again, you have not seen the first three, but like it was the good guy doll. That's where Chucky stems from. And he has his soul go into one of those because he can jump, like they're really accessible. Everyone wants one. And that's kind of like the plot birth in the first one. And also comes to play in the series. Helpful. Yeah, there's some like really, really fun aspects of that. You know, Chucky's soul can be in any of these dolls, and there are a bunch of them. So it's very fun. It's fun to play with.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So it also helped that his father, Don Mancini's father, worked in advertising all his life, so he really understood marketing and the result of like developing this idea around something that was so popular at the time. And so it was a really nice entry point for audiences. So of course take that knowledge and then pair it with a screenplay in the 80s. It was pretty much a perfect idea.
That's a powerful combo.
Yeah. So he kind of like set off to write that with that knowledge, and that's how we get the first Child Play in 88. So that's kind of the seed
so this
of
is
Chucky.
10 years into the franchise. Damn.
Yes. And there was a pause, which we'll talk about. I think we get to everything pretty quick. Again, there's not anything super heavy, and also we're entering again like the fourth film. So I do bring a little bit of lore for those who have not seen, like Siena, that have not seen the first three.
Appreciate
where we jump in. So we do have a director, which might like he doesn't make sense off the bat. So we have director Ronnie Yu. He's most known for directing 1993's The Bride with White Hair, 2006 Fearless, starring Jet Li. And he also did 2003 Freddy vs. Jason. And then I just realized, we get to it in a second. He was hired to direct the film in January of 1998 after producer David Kirshner of the Chucky franchise. So I talk about him a bit. I actually don't talk too much about the director. And so him and Don Mancini were amazed by his film, The Bride with the White Hair. And so originally they wanted a director who did like flashy music videos, as would make sense. However, they landed on Ronnie because he offered this fresh perspective with his direction. And so instead of making a traditional slasher, they brought him in because he kind of Ronnie saw the script as a tragic love story, and so he wanted to lean into the heavily like campy, comedic, romantic dynamic. And so that was something they were looking to do because, like you just pointed out, there was definitely some time in between. I believe it was 7 years from Child's Play 3 until we get this one.
Wow.
So they hire him on, new, fresh perspective. They basically give him full creative freedom and the ability to hire his collaborators. So he's from Hong Kong. He's his kind of IMDb credits are a lot of films from China. Cool. And so he brought over some of his collaborators that he's worked with before. So we have Peter Pao and David Wu from Hong Kong. He brings them over. And Peter Pao is our cinematographer, who is a huge cinematographer in Hong Kong. He also shot Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Oh, man, that's a well-shot movie.
Right? Yeah. I know, right? It feels so funny. Because
the fact that he also did Bride of Chucky, that's a wild combo.
Isn't that crazy? And like that's what's so kind of funny about this, but so smart of the producer and the creator, Don Mancini, is they wanted to, as we'll talk about, they wanted to take this in a new direction. He also did 2002's The Touch, 1989's The Killer, and 2005's Perhaps Love. And so development, this is where we get into it. So after the release of Child's Play 3 in 1991, so from 1991 to 98, Don Mancini and David Kirshner decided that the series needed a new direction, mainly due to the fact that Don felt that by the time he wrote the third film, so like while he was writing the third film, he was completely creatively drained and faced a lot of pressure from Universal to write the next sequel. But he's like, I can't do this again. I don't know what to do. And so that's where we get this 7-year time gap from Child's Play 3 to this, because it also did really poor at the box office. And I did bring in box office numbers from all the films and also budgets from all the films. So we will talk about those because I find it really interesting.
Yeah. Anytime you have a franchise, getting to compare them like that is fun.
Yeah. It was kind of crazy. I had no idea. So I'm excited to get to that for you. But so yeah, they wanted to take this in a new direction. One of those things was in the original trilogy, the original 3, I'm sure you've heard of the character Andy or seen the character Andy. He's the kid in it who he gets the good guy doll. It kicks everything off. He was a big part of those 3. He was recast, I think, in the third one. However, they decided, obviously, not to have Andy anymore. So that was a really big thing for them to kind of take their main character that Chucky kind of existed around and reacted to, and they threw him away. And then it also allowed them to invite new characters in, like Tiffany, and thank did God. Make that change.
Right choice, yeah.
Get the kid out of here for now. We do have kids eventually come back into it in the TV series. However, I think Andy
I'll take Jennifer Tilly over random kid any day. Like,
yeah.
Narratively speaking, like, please.
Absolutely. Andy, spoiler alert, does come back in the TV series franchise, so it's very nice. The original actor does come back, which is very cool. Yeah, it's very fun. So, of course, we get Tiffany Valentine, and the inspiration to create a girlfriend for Chucky came from David Kirshner after he saw a copy of Bride of Frankenstein in a video rental store. And so I have a quote from him talking about that. So he says, quote, "My immediate reaction was, wow, wouldn't it be great if we were able to create a bride for Chucky? By introducing another doll, we get to see this whole other side of Chucky. And of course, this is Chucky's 10th anniversary, so it's only time he'd get married."
Oh, adorable.
Yes. And I also love too, like we've covered Bride of Frankenstein on the podcast, and we know that James Whale at that time was also an openly gay filmmaker. So I just kind of love that they pull from another gay filmmaker.
Gay connection. Yeah.
This movie's littered with gay. It is probably the gayest movie I have covered on the pod for like so many reasons. So
we really outgayed ourselves.
I think we did outgay ourselves on this one. I was like, I kind of looked at myself. I was like, as I was writing notes, I was like, This is like so gay. I don't even really need to have a corner about it.
Yeah, honestly,
we're
yeah,
not going to even have a corner about it. Really, I'm just going to list.
And you knew I would, so
yeah. So, and so of course, then David, the producer, brings back that idea to Don Mancini, who of course loved the idea, and so he created Tiffany from it. And he has a quote saying, "After all, two dolls running around the country together and killing people, a la Natural Born Killers or Bonnie and Clyde, is pretty funny." And then he goes on to say
comparison.
And they reference, I think, those two in the film. They reference those films in the film. He goes on to talk, Don goes on to talk about Tiffany, saying, quote, she's this really terrific character in that she's such an amalgamation of society. On one hand, she lives for Martha Stewart and the idea of being a good homemaker. She only wants to bring this guy back to life that she's been obsessively hunting down. That's why she's been obsessively hunting down this doll's body, because that's her man. This is the man she loves, and she wants to make a Swedish meatballs for him and have this beautiful little trailer, and a life should be perfect. On the other hand, she's also a psychotic killer, which makes her a pretty wild and weird combination. So again, he's like, there's not much. Perfect for Chucky. We also, I love to. It's like, okay, why would she love the serial killer? Why would she spend 10 years hunting him down and bringing him back? So, and he treats her like shit. It's just like, oh, she's equally as crazy. And just with the shot with Damien in bed, and she's just like crying, you're like, oh no, she's equally as crazy.
That's pretty
perfect match.
We definitely see the other side of her there.
Yeah. Initially, or like immediately. And so they began working on this film in 1996, and they had the working title of Child's Play 4, The Return of Chucky, which was
so glad they didn't do that.
Thank fuck they set this thing apart. Yeah. And they were also really inspired by, again, Kevin Williamson and the release of Scream. So bringing it back again. So I have, I have another quote for you. Don Mancini talks about this saying, quote, like most genres, the horror genre goes in cycles. And I think we can all thank Kevin Williamson and Scream for reinvigorating the market. Over the years, I'd been imagining new scenarios for the series. With the previous successes, we knew that it was just a matter of time before we'd be bringing Chucky back. And David Kirshner and I both felt that it was important to bring him back in a new way. We wanted to elevate the series and reinvent it, go beyond what we had done before. And we've ended up with this incredibly part horror, part comedy, part romance, part road movie. It's really cool blend of genuinely creepy and really funny. And another nod that we get to this, which I realize I did not text you, but everyone has Google, so I'm going to make you Google. Which people already might know, the Bride of Chucky poster is a direct ripoff of the Scream 2 poster, which is the two halves of the faces. So we get half Chucky face, half Tiff face, and then we get their eye color, and it's all in black and white. And then Scream has the same split. So they look identical to one another.
That's so fun.
And that was like the poster. And I love that there's just like no one had a problem with it. Like that just existed and it was fine. And I love that when the horror community is like, no, this is great. That's funny. Yeah. Perfect.
That's those kinds of like parallels between movies. It feels very, oh my gosh, Evil Dead. It feels very Sam Raimi, like to do something like that. Because like we talked about his like back and forth with other filmmakers across films. Like
because like Kruger, he had like Kruger playing on the TV. Yeah. It's nice when people can play ball. Sports.
Yeah.
It's not very gay of me. No, just kidding. It actually is very gay of me.
In Pride Month, Al?
I was just homophobic to myself there. So we know sports, right? We know sports balls?
Sports ball, yes.
But yeah, it's nice when people can kind of just like kick it back and forth. And like, it's so funny because I feel like now, if not with the right film, like there's only certain franchises that can get away with that. And I feel like Chucky and Scream is so perfect. And I love
they're like cut from the same cloth.
Absolutely. Like, they are right next to each other on that piece of cloth. So But if you look it up, or if you already know, they're just like perfectly identical to one another. And so that was the main poster. That was a poster I saw in theaters and used to be fucking terrified of walking to the movies. I would see it and I was like, absolutely not. But now I love it. And I think it's really cute.
There you go.
So
full circle.
Yeah, full circle. And then I just have like a couple of script fun facts of things that they did actually end up recycling from, like ideas from the old films that they ended up putting in this one. And so one of those was the bathtub electrocution scene.
That was fun. That felt very Final Destination.
Oh, absolutely. Also, like, why was that a big fear of mine as a kid? As if I had a TV in my bathroom. I was like terrified of electronics being anywhere near a bathtub.
Yeah, and like did not have any in your bathtub that could have been any kind of danger, but just like thought about it constantly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
I mean, even if my straightener falls into my sink, I'm like, I'm gonna be electrocuted. It's gonna.
I'm not even touching it.
No, and they're probably not even wired that way anymore. So I don't even know what I'm freaking out over. But yeah, that's like such an iconic scene, and so that was originally written for the 1988 Child's Play. So the first film, they were gonna have the babysitter. That's how she was gonna die, and so they didn't use it, and so they ended up putting it in this one.
And then it got recycled.
I'm so happy it got recycled because it's so fun. And then the other one that I've noted is the opening sequence. So the police evidence locker was supposed to be in Child's Play 2. That was going to be their opening.
Interesting.
They didn't use it. Sense. And so he brought it back, and that's where we get so many of the horror cameos. So glad they saved it. Of course, getting into starring, this is a full cast. So we'll dip a toe. Of course,
so stacked.
Jennifer Tilly as fucking Tiffany Valentine. Again, I'm like, what do I even say she's from? I feel like even if you've never seen her in anything, you know her. Bound is a huge one. I feel like I've mentioned Bound probably on this podcast.
I mean, Dana has 2 posters of it side by side downstairs right now.
Yes,
like we're a big Bound house.
Yeah.
One of which was made by you, in fact.
I know. I was like, wait, I made one of those. Don Mancini is a huge Bound fan, as we will get into.
A lot of sense.
Huge.
Also, yeah. I mean,
as he
so
should.
Gay. So gay.
She's also in Bullets Over Broadway, which earned her an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress. So at the time she's playing Tiffany Valentine, she's an Academy Award nominated actress, which is so funny to think about.
Much. Yeah. I'm very Meryl Streep in Death Becomes Her.
Absolutely. So of course, those were huge reasons Don Mancini was like, we absolutely need her. But she's also known for voicing Celia in Pixar's Monsters, Inc. So she's Mike Wazowski's girlfriend with the snake hair.
Know that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
She's great in it. And she's also Bonnie Swanson on Family Guy. She was like, I think in like 12 or 20 episodes. And it's funny that she's a voice actor in kind of these iconic movie, iconic series, is because she was super, super nervous at first about voicing a doll, because at that point she had never done voiceover work, which is funny that she goes on to do that. But she said
she has such an iconic voice that it's like a natural fit.
There has been no voice like it and no voice sense. I mean, it's especially her in this.
You recognize it immediately too.
I wish I had such a cool voice like that.
So hot. Also,
I know.
So hot.
This episode could just be us talking about how hot Jennifer Tilly is in every aspect.
And it will be.
And it will be. So yeah, I think it's so funny that she was so nervous about that up front and then goes on to do that. So I think it's cute. She said it was really Brad Dourif, who plays Chucky, who encouraged her. And that was, quote, he was really sweet and made it very easy. After a few hours, we were joking around and ad-libbing and improvising and having a really great time. At the end of the first day, Brad turned to the producers and said, "Why didn't I get a girlfriend earlier?"
I love
this
so
man.
Cute.
Yeah, he was really, it seems like a really big support with her, and it seems like, as we'll talk about, like their humor seemed to match up.
That's awesome.
Which is why I think they still to this day continue on with these 2 roles. And Jennifer Tilly, I think, much like obviously hadn't done horror. She wasn't really a fan of the horror genre, but said she was really drawn to the project because of the Black humor, saying, quote, usually I don't go to see horror movies, and my general rule is not to do anything I wouldn't see. But I thought this script was a departure from your usual horror film, and then it was funny and witty and had a lot of Black humor. Besides, it's not every day you're asked to be the bride of the world's most notorious doll. Which is so cute.
I love that she has a sense of humor about it. That's great.
I mean, yeah. She's so cute. She's like so young in interviews too. Watching her talk about this, I'm like not PR trained. She was like seemed very like nervous and timid. It's actually really like sweet.
Tilly.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, I don't remember her being like this, but she seemed out of her element a little bit. And like I said, it wasn't just the humor that pulled her into saying yes to the project, but it was Jennifer Tilly's co-star from Bound, Gina Gershon, who initially encouraged her to take the role.
No way.
Yes way. And so Jennifer Tilly recalls it saying, quote, when I was considering the Chucky movies, I wasn't sure about it. And Gina said, my God, you have to do a franchise. I would love to do a franchise. So if Dina wants a franchise, I'll take it.
Oh my God.
So she's like, and now here I am, like I'm on here. And Gina was actually considered for the role of Tiffany Valentine, but was the second choice behind Jennifer Tilly. So I love that she was considered, but encouraged her like friend and co-star to do it.
So sweet. And also the fact that clearly Bound was like one of the biggest references for this is incredible.
Siena. It goes deeper than that.
No. Oh my God. How?
In season 2 of the Chucky series, sorry everyone's a little bit of spoilers, Gina Gershon and Joe Pantoliano from Bound both make guest appearances as fictionalized versions of themselves, which made Don Mancini's like dreams come true. And it was Jennifer Tilly that called them up to ask them to do it.
Oh, I love they had a little reunion.
They had a Bound reunion on season 2 of Chucky. Isn't that so cute?
That was not on my bingo card for this episode at all.
I knew you were going to love that.
Cool.
I was so excited to tell you about the Bound lore.
The Bound of it all.
Yeah, if Bound did not exist, we would not have Bride of Chucky.
Oh my God, it's the Jurassic Park of your episode.
It is.
Your half
it is. It is Bound.
That's incredible.
Bound that brings us together. Was it that brings us here together today?
Marriage that brings us together today. Wow,
really is
that
marriage.
brings us together today.
See, I was not about to attempt that, so thank you.
I shouldn't have, but I did.
It was great. Oscar-winning performance, really.
For VFX.
Yeah. Not for voice acting, for VFX. I fucking love you. Of course, I've already mentioned him. We have Brad Dourif as Chucky, Charles Lee Ray. He basically goes on record saying that like he will never not do this role. He just loves this character. He loves this franchise. That. He is, oh my God, I just feel like he feels like everyone's like dad or uncle or like he just is so cool. And he's done so many fucking amazing projects. He was Billy in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. He was Wormtongue in The Lord of the Rings, Two Towers. He was also in Rob Zombie's Halloween, which we talked about in Halloween 2, Exorcist 3, which I know is notoriously not a good one, and Blue Velvet. He kind of
Wait, who is he in Blue Velvet?
I don't know.
Oh my God.
Did not write that down. I thought you would recognize him. He is a fucking shapeshifter, this man. He is a fucking alien. And I say that in the highest of compliments.
Absolutely.
Trav, I'm going to have you...
Also, can we take a moment to appreciate the fact that we both have Blue Velvet alumni?
Yeah, when you said it.
Films?
Yeah. I was like, oh, hey, I know I have that too. He like he's just like one of those guys that I feel like everyone kind of knows him, but you might not know you know him. And then if you know him from Chucky, like you fucking know him.
Yeah.
But he's
that was very much my experience. I was like, I know that name. I know that face looks familiar, but I can't place where from.
Yeah. And I'm sure his IMDb list is like insane. So, but he never looks the same to me. Raymond in Blue Velvet.
Oh.
I don't know who that is.
Oh.
At this point in time.
Weird. Okay. Interesting. That's definitely what I'm recognizing him from. Okay.
Oh, Exorcist
Interesting.
2 is the worst one. 3 is great.
Exorcist
Okay.
3 is great.
My bad, everybody.
Thank you, Momager. We stand corrected. Oops, if I knocked my microphone over. Great.
Yeah. But yeah, so that Brad Dourif, we love him. He loves this franchise. He's the heartbeat of it. Don Mancini, Jennifer Tilly, and Brad Dourif are absolutely
the Holy Trinity.
And they're just they're in it for the long haul. This is their child, and it's so fun to see a franchise where the originals are like there. Yeah. We do have a kind of like uncredited, but we do have which I don't know why I wrote this in here. I'm gonna skip that.
We may never know. Cut that.
We have Katherine Heigl as Jade. She's like the teenage daughter in this. So obviously most of us probably recognize her as Dr. Izzy Stevens from Grey's Anatomy. That's where I know her from. She's also like very much had like a huge rom-com moment. So she was in Knocked Up, 27 Dresses, Ugly Truth. She has since fallen off and does weird commercials now, as every Hollywood actor has started to do.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Yikes. But she was not the first actress hired for the role.
Oh my God, another parallel.
We had another iconic 90s starlet who was just, I think, 17 years old at the time she was originally cast. But she had to drop out because Yes.
Christina Ricci?
No. Oh my God, that would have been
okay.
Great. She would have been too iconic.
I mean, yeah, fair.
Too iconic. Want to take another guess?
Yeah, I don't have another guess. That's Christina Ricci was as far as my brain reached.
She was in a 1999 rom-com, 10 Things I Hate About You, Julia Stiles.
Oh my God.
Which I think she would have been too good.
Yeah, I think she's too good for this. Like,
I'm glad she did 10 Things I Hate About You.
Yeah, we needed
because
that.
my God, we
essential.
Did need that. We needed that. We'd be all forever changed if she was not in that movie with Heath Ledger. Isn't that crazy? So she was fully cast, but had to drop out because of 10 Things I Hate About You. Wow.
I think she chose one that was like the better suited to her out of the show.
Yeah. And like, Jade's fine. She's really just a vessel character.
There's not like a whole lot of there.
Yeah, no.
And like I don't know how much of that is the performance, because I don't think Katherine Heigl had like hit her stride by this point. But
I mean, she's great as Izzy Stevens, and then otherwise she's like,
she's not
fine.
My favorite. Yeah,
yeah,
she gets the job done.
Yeah. Trav, actually, I'm sorry, everyone. I'm gonna have you pull up notes of the friend that we have in this because I want to give him a note. I took him out because he doesn't have a lot of like IMDb credits, but I wanted to give him a shout with his name. But before we get to him, we have Jade's boyfriend who she goes on this road trip with, where they both think they're each the killer. We have Nick Stabile as Jesse. He was most known, I think, for being Mark on the 90s show Sunset Beach, which I've never heard of, but lots of episodes of that in the 90s. He also was in the Fever Dream show in the 2000s called Passions, which like I think notoriously had like so many set things happen. There's the one kid in it too. He played the like younger version of the Grinch in The Grinch Stole Christmas.
Oh my God, amazing.
Yeah,
what a cameo.
R.I.P.
Incredible.
But yeah, Passions is like a Fever Dream show. If you ever come across it, please sit and watch it because it makes I think it was like 2 seasons or 1 season. It was fucking bonkers. Yeah, it shouldn't have been a show, but it was.
Gotta watch.
There's like a witch, and it's just like it does not make sense. It's like a soap opera, but like weird.
Oh, I'm so in.
Yeah, please just look up a clip.
Will do.
Yeah, he also was like a TV guy, so he was on Dawson's Creek. He was in Charm, General Hospital, and kind of has like and like hasn't done much since.
Got it.
Of course, we have Alexis Arquette as Damien Baylock. I love her.
I love her so much. I also need to take
hot.
a moment strong agree. I also need to take a moment at this point to like share. I literally only have 2 notes from this entire film. And one note is, God, has any human ever been hotter than Jennifer Tilly? And the other note is a reminder to share this story with you, which is that as as I was watching, I was watching it last night, and Dana was like exhausted, and so she wasn't watching with me. But I like was watching while I was like brushing my teeth, and I like paused the movie and stopped and walked it into Dana, and I was like, Dana, I need you to weigh in for me. Am I allowed to say on air that this is a very eggy performance? Like, this is giving egg. And
what does that mean?
So, like, an egg in, like, trans culture is, like, somebody who is trans but hasn't yet realized they're trans, or, like, hasn't come out to themselves yet.
Oh, okay.
So, like, is this not a very eggy performance? But, like, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. And I'm like, Dana, watch a clip of this and tell me what you think.
You let me know.
I'm like, this is the expert. Let me turn it over to you. And so I, like, press play. I, like, show her a few seconds. She's, like, making a very serious face. And I, like, stop it, and I'm like, can I make that joke? And she's like, you can't say that, Siena. ... Oh. And then I'm like, oh,
I was like, God. And then here you are.
No, she's like, ... And she's like, because that's not an egg, that's a fucking omelet. She's cracked as hell.
I was going to say, is that what that term means? Like, the egg has not been cracked yet?
Yes!
So funny. Oh my God, yeah. Term. I love that.
It's an omelet performance.
Yeah, true. I mean...
She's cooked. She's actively cooked and cooking.
Because, the performance is, like, also, like, I mean, that's just, like, that's my type.
No, I mean, like, same. But, like, I, like, watched it and I was like,
that's
you
so
cannot
funny.
tell me that is not very clearly a woman who's, like, wearing boy clothes. Like, that is a woman.
So femmy. So pretty.
Yeah, she's an egg.
Yeah.
It's all there. Like
omelet.
Yeah, omelet.
I'm hard agreeing with that. I don't think I have an opinion and can have an opinion on that, but hard agree. As Dana says.
This opinion has officially been endorsed by Dana.
I know, like her performance in this is so good.
It's so good.
Damien is
I wanted
such a
more of her.
No, even just dead on the bed. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Giving everything.
So hot.
I'm like, no wonder Jennifer Tilly was like, yeah, you can stay in this bed. Yeah. But just because Damien wouldn't kill is really where she kind of got annoyed.
The fact that it's like because he staged a whole death scene with himself, and she's like, not my type. Like,
sorry.
Like, he went to so much effort for you, girl. Like, so he's showing an interest in your hobbies.
Yeah. You're gonna hate the latter half of me talking about this role, though, as many of us will. So it wasn't originally supposed to go to Alexis at all. We kind of get a nod of who it could be because the side-by-side picture of going from goth to nerdy and having a different name.
Was it going to be Marilyn Manson?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. It's giving
Thankfully,
big.
He declined. I don't care how it happened.
Good.
Just happy
we don't want you
happen.
in here. Yeah. And the fact that we got Alexis instead, like, what a glow up.
Yeah. So Don Mancini, obviously, like that was kind of like would be cool because obviously like a big name in this. They also, I think, at some point wanted a cameo from Quentin Tarantino.
Oh God!
I know. I'm like, oh my God, what were we thinking? But
the only version of that I would watch is where he appears as a doll. I would watch a Quentin Tarantino doll.
Horrify me to this day. I don't think I can handle that. That I just would, if he got brutally murdered, maybe stomped on by Tiffany's little doll foot, he would have asked to take it home.
He's like, here's the thing, like, man, and then gets
squashed by her tiny little doll foot.
That I would watch.
Yeah. But yeah, thankfully they once they couldn't get a big name, I'm saying in air quotes because Don Mancini was very much wanted Alexis Arquette to be in this. As we'll talk about, the kind of historically Don Mancini made sure to embed Chucky and Child's Play franchise with not only queer actors but queer characters. So we'll talk about that at the end. That's kind of like the only corner that I have.
Cool.
We, of course, have John Ritter as Chief Warren Kincaid. I am so sad that he's no longer with us because he's so funny. He's so unlikable in this.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Love to hate
horrible.
the man.
Something we pointed out, too, is like in the Chucky franchise, and just to put a little pin in it, is they're the best friend character that they like both keep calling up throughout this, which I do not have his name in front of me, but he is the first ever in the franchise to be in a openly gay character. And I kind of love that David. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I kind of love that he does not get poked fun at in any way. The only time is like John Ritter's character does like say something about him, but it's just to solidify how much we hate his character.
He's treated with such kindness by the narrative. Yeah.
And I love too, like often in the 90s, you know, if we're going to have a gay character on screen, especially in a franchise that's has done pretty well, you know, they would like to make him very obviously gay. So the straights know. And it's just like, it's not, he's just a character. These are his two friends. They're both, what a concept, gay people are people.
Well, and also like the fact that we get that conversation with him talking about how he was in love with this boy and then the guy's dad family found out, like that's very real and like shockingly like downplayed for a Chucky. Like it's so like genuine and like realist the way that scene is acted.
Like I don't have a better word for it, but it's like a throwaway line in the sense that it's not made a big deal of. It just is.
It's like the way that is in real life. What a concept.
What a concept. Again, having gay men write gay characters, it works.
What a concept.
What a concept. But again, John Ritter as Chief, we know him from Three's Company, Eight Simple Rules, Sling Blade, Bad Santa. And then I thought it was really funny. He's the voice of Clifford in the series Clifford the Big Red Dog for like God,
that's
seasons. And I never knew that.
Wild. My childhood.
Truly. He also has like a funny little quote kind of talking about like Chucky as a real person, which is very like John Ritter humor, saying like Chucky saves all of his best stuff for his close-ups, which I find a touch selfish. A lot of times he's not there for me off camera. He's probably off in the trailer making phone calls or something. And I have to talk to this little cross. But he's a star, you know. You have to make certain allowances. So a lot of the interviews he gives, he kind of, I think
that's
too, like
so funny.
The Chucky reality, like a lot of people treat Chucky as this real life person. The behind the scenes are Chucky like talking to camera as an actor in the BTS of like explaining.
So fun.
It's great. He's so fun. Like dipping a toe into this franchise just really like allows you to be playful and like you can't take this series like any of these movies seriously. You're not meant to, and if you are, just don't watch them.
You're watching wrong. Yeah.
Okay, so here's where we get into budget. I am so curious what you think. And do you want to hear what the other ones were? You do want to take like just a stab in the dark?
I feel like hearing what the other ones were would help.
I'll give you the first three. So 1988, we have Child's Play. That was $9 million. Child's Play 2, 1990, $13 million. And then Child's Play 3, 91, $13 million.
I'm going to go with 10. I feel like it went back down a little bit, but not a ton.
It is the highest budget of all the films in the Chucky franchise.
Oh my God.
The TV series surpasses it. But for reference, it was, we have Seed of Chucky, which came after in 2004. It was $12 million. We have The Curse of Chucky in 2013, $2.8 million. Cult of Chucky, $5 million. And then Child's Play reboot, $10 million.
Okay.
This one, Bride of Chucky, was $25 million.
Oh my God, that's ridiculous.
Huge budget. Double, triple the rest.
Both of these films had such chonky budgets for what they're doing.
Massive.
Oh my God.
Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
Yeah. So beefy
I guess
boy.
as Chucky would say, it's not the size, it's what you do with it.
I'm leaving. Look at you. Already in it. Already seen
the
Chucky. Yeah. Initiated. So locations for Bride of Chucky, they filmed over 12 weeks around Toronto, Canada. So they had a lot of exterior shots like Clifton Hill Strip and Niagara Falls. We have exterior of kind of like that faded Art Deco motel that existed. So that was on Toronto's waterfront. They shot at an old army camp in Oshawa, and then kind of did like all like numerous rural areas as they were like kind of traveling through the film, kind of like pulled off to the side.
Cool.
But of course, this is Universal Picture. We have a lot of soundstage. work as well. And so to bring this all to life, we have the film's production designer, Alicia Kwan. And she was also the production designer on The Haunting in Connecticut, The Messengers, Wrong Turn, Silent Hill Revelation, and then she was art director on Dead Ringers.
Oh my
I know
gosh.
you love. Yeah.
I love Dead Ringers so
I have
much.
to see it, but I saw that and I was like, ooh, Siena likes that.
No, you're making me want to switch my pick. Do I want to do Dead Ringers
birthday.
instead?
Yeah, Siena's birthday picks are up next.
No. I might genuinely have to switch one of them.
It could be a little surprise. Think about it.
Yeah.
Think about it. I really want to watch that one, so I wouldn't be upset if that was one of your picks.
Oh, man.
You talked about it for years, and I've still not seen
it. And I know there would be enough to research for it. Oh, okay. Keep talking. I'm like, how much?
I was like, I'm probably like 30 minutes left, so you have a little bit of time.
Fabulous.
So she, Alicia created these sets that included Tiffany's Airstream trailer, which the flowers that are up on the wall, it's not wallpaper. She hand pasted all of those flowers up there, which we were thinking about the other day. I'm like,
so cool.
Tiffany would be smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
Bitching, talking on the phone, something like pasting up these flowers.
Pasting flowers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
so it's like genius details like that. She did the honeymoon suites, so the interiors of those motel shots.
Incredible.
The graveyard set as well, which looks very set in my opinion, but it's fine because it's great.
I love how unreal that looks. The fact that you can even tell it's like a green screen sky. There's something kind of charming about it.
Oh yeah, when they kind of do that undershot, it's oh, that's great. Yeah, it's fine. It's campy.
Oh yeah, that's not what a sky looks like, but I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
We've got a talking animatronic doll. It's fine.
Absolutely.
It fits in the world.
We're suspending our belief here.
If anything,
with our
it would
reality.
feel a lot weirder if the locations looked super realistic.
Hard to agree. We have to kind of blend real with this weird fantasy world. So obviously one of the most elaborate sets, like I said, would be Tiffany's Airstream trailer, but not because just the flowers. They also had to fit the entire trailer with a specific complex piping system for the rain effect that we end up getting. And they had to do a special drainage and plumbing system for the scenes where Chucky kills Tiffany in the bathtub. And then have special electric wiring to accommodate that lightning effect that we get from the TV, I'm assuming
Got
too.
It.
And then she said, the production designer said, quote, "It was more a work of science than a set," which I think says it all.
That's incredible.
I can't imagine that was too much fun for her to figure out, but well worth it because that's a great scene that we get.
Genius. Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously not just designing the sets, but something that I know because I love puppets, but something I didn't specifically think about for this film is that her biggest challenge was designing the sets for the puppets to be puppet friendly because she had to provide access for the puppets to maneuver and then a place for the puppeteers to work. So all the sets were constructed on 5-foot risers.
Oh, that's so cool.
Which I
that's
didn't,
so cool.
Duh.
But I wasn't thinking about it. That's genius.
Genius. And there is some behind, you can kind of see them working kind of underneath. And I do have a quote from her talking about this. So she says, quote, "It was a technical nightmare trying to figure out where to put the trapdoors so the puppets could complete complicated actions such as getting a body into a chest in a van. Vehicles are notoriously hard to design interiors for because they're so small and constricted, of course. In a large space, you have a lot of flexibility that you can move things around and accommodate blocking it. But when you go into a tiny space, like a car, like a van, it has to be fully functional and you have to make sure that everything is scaled just right so that there's room enough for all the things that need to happen in terms of actors and puppet blocking." So again, it's I know these are puppets, I know these are animatronics, but my brain didn't go that they had to build all of these sets like that.
That's so cool.
So
that did not register at all.
Yeah. So budget, I feel starts to make a little bit more sense for us when we get to that. We also...
That's a lot of construction, yeah.
I can't even imagine. I also I would have loved to be on set to see
Oh my God.
the actors.
Yeah.
Cause like, I love looking at like behind the scenes of like Sesame Street and like the Muppets and watching kind of like seeing down and what they're doing and seeing the puppeteers puppet them. And I'm just like, oh my God, imagine that was just killer dolls. And like the voices of Jennifer Tilly and Brad Dourif. Like I would be in heaven.
Oh, absolutely. That's the dream.
Yeah. Before we get back into puppetry, I wanted to shout out our wardrobe in this. So while actors obviously sometimes wear their own clothing, it's more often seen in like low budget films, not a $25 million film. However, Jennifer Tilly came with her own wardrobe a little bit, at least.
Oh my God.
And it wasn't because of a budget issue. It's apparently something she does for every film that she's in, because she says the wardrobe doesn't, what she calls, accommodate her unique figure. And so she brings her, it sounded like you mic dropped.
I did. My phone just fell off my lap at that.
If she couldn't be more iconic, that's her every film, apparently. And so she does pay kudos to the costume designer, but some of her personal outfits that she brought were the like that you see on screen are her black dress and then her Gucci shoes she wore when Jesse's character was introduced. So,
oh my God,
yeah, like probably all the iconic dresses is like she's like this is just in my closet. I love her. It's such a cunty thing to say.
Yeah. Also, like again, can she stop being so hot? Like
I don't think so. That first scene that she's in. With that black
her
little dress.
Introduction, yeah, and the fact that like we get the classic like pan up from or tilt up from the feet all the way up, like such a diva entrance.
Yeah, truly a great reveal for a character that ends up being like again the heartbeat of this franchise. But jumping back into production, into puppetry, as we kind of start to slowly round the corner here. All the doll design was created by Kevin Yager Productions, who we have talked about so many times on this podcast. So again, if he sounds familiar, maybe not to, I was like, maybe not to mean you, because I was like, why do I know that name?
Yeah.
Sleepy Hollow, Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight, are two instances that he's worked on. He also has done work for Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and Bogus Journey. Amazing. 22 episodes of Freddy's Nightmares, which is a TV series that I've been watching on Tubi, I believe. They have like lives on. It's amazing. He also did Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, 1996 Hellraiser, Bloodline, Face Off, and then 2004 is A Series of Unfortunate Events, which we both love.
Oh my God, love! Yeah. I love every time we get a shout out to that.
Yeah, me too, because it's perfect. I'm like, would we ever be able to cover that on here? I wonder.
God. Maybe one day. If we did like a pairing with that and like Casper or something for like children's horror. I could see that being a thing.
Write it down.
Yeah.
Write it down. Everyone write it down.
Shouting this out to future Siena. Putting that on the list.
I'll pick those for my birthday.
That would be a fun one. Yeah. Nice and light.
Childhood. Yeah. So again, everyone knows his work. So when it came to production for Bride of Chucky, they kind of started everything a few months before. And so Kevin Yager and his team began to create the animatronic puppets for Chucky and Tiffany. In total, there were, at least for Chucky, there were 9 different animatronic puppets used just for him alone. And on the first film, it took about 4 months for them to build an animatronic. So I'm assuming it was like a little bit less time, but probably around the same, just because I can't imagine anything would particularly speed up, even with tech advances. I'm sure it takes time to put those together. Yeah. And so the price range for each one of those animatronic puppets can range from $50K to $100K. So again, if you have like, I think we have a few of them. So we have the Hero cable puppet to do like a lot of those extensive movements like walking and crawling. 2 rod puppets and 6 stunt puppets, some that were positionable and then some that were just floppy. So at the end, when he's like carrying Chucky by the head, that would be an instance of a floppy one, so which I think is so funny. And like the one that just goes flying.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my God, amazing.
Floppy Chucky.
That's
and
so
then
good.
It's so funny. That scene fucking takes me out every single time. Just him running. And then it takes at least 7 people to operate just one puppet and can take up to 8 or 9 people.
Oh my God.
So again, think about these sets, and they're on 5-foot risers. There's like a few people probably operating underneath, and then people on the sides with animatronics as well, which is crazy.
Also, just how many shots we have the two puppets side by side really close to each other. Like, so that's 15-ish people shoved together.
15 to 20 people. Yeah. And again, I'm sure like everyone's got to be relatively close, I imagine.
Yeah.
And director Ronnie kind of talks about this, saying how much pre-production had to come into play for this early on, specifically with timing, with dialogue, because he was like, you have actors playing opposite a puppet, not just the two puppets together. And so like everything has to be perfect timing with that. And then he said they would do tons of rehearsals. And then
I bet
he had a lot of conversations with the actors explaining what it was like to work opposite a puppet. And I'm like, I want to hear what this conversation sounded like. So working opposite a puppet, you're going to need to, and I'm like, what does that look like? I want to know.
Never look them in the eye.
Always say thank you by your head. Yeah, never look at them in the eye. That's so funny.
God, that's incredible.
Yeah. And then I brought in a little bit of Chucky creation lore for you or anyone else who has not who's come in like at this entry point of the Chucky franchise. So we have our producer Kevin kind of talking about when they initially were creating. Oh wait, no, not producer. Our special effects Kevin talking about the creation of the design for Chucky the doll, how they actually went through 7 different iterations at first, kind of like playing around with what he would look like. And then like on screen too, they even had different versions. So they kind of obviously had the toy version. We get the good guy Chucky, and then he was like super sweet, likable for kids. I think he's still terrifying.
Oh yeah.
And then throughout the film, obviously making the doll, he said, look more and more like Brad Dourif, and like even adding like a 5 o'clock shadow. And that's where we get
incredible.
The like veins in the eyes.
Oh yeah, the veins are disgusting. I loved that.
Really, really, really creepy, especially in this one. And so, like, kind of speaking of the design and then stitching back together. So there's a few eras of Chucky and the Chucky doll design that we get. So he kind of starts off in the franchise with a cleaner look. And then when you get to Bride of Chucky and Seed of Chucky specifically, we get the scarred era of him with the stitches, and like I love his hair stapled to the side of his head, bless him. And so those are the only 2 films where we really get him that scarred. Those personally are my favorite because I think he looks the scariest in these 2 films that we get that are very much in conversation.
It's very Frankenstein too. Like it feels like it's nodding to that.
It's it's again pulling from Bride of Frankenstein. The creation, she's fucking watching it when she gets electrocuted. Like,
so good.
It's
honestly, out of all the ways to go, in a bathtub by Bride of Frankenstein is not the worst. Like,
at like that moment too.
Yeah. It could be so much worse.
Yeah. So everyone kind of has like a favorite era of Chucky, and this one is absolutely my favorite because he looks so gross. So, and then he gets like a little wonky in the TV series. He like, I think he intentionally looks more like AI, and so he has this really weird uncanny valley soft look to him.
Oh, no.
And then his hair gets really
like
weird.
That.
Yeah, it's not great. But it's intentional. It's an intentional choice. Oh yeah, to Bride of Frankenstein, already talked about that. And then he also had worked so Kevin Yager, if he sounds familiar too, I think you probably talked to him. We talked about him. He did Freddy Krueger on the second one. So coming off the heels of the very successful Nightmare on Elm Street, going into the second one, he said he kind of felt a lot of pressure because he's like, this design had already been so iconic and that film did really well. And then I'm working on the second Nightmare on Elm Street. And so he's like, I kind of had to live up to that design. Whereas coming on to Bride of Chucky, or coming into Chucky, so he was early on in the creator of the doll, he was like, I didn't really feel like I had that pressure. But then on the flip side of that, he was like, I also then was responsible for this. So he was 25 years old at the time when he was leading a team of 20 people on the first Chucky film. And so he was like, you know, I was young and just thought I could do stuff. But also he said he was like frightened to death. And a lot of the crew was like, who's this young punk that's leading us? And so he felt very like he had this false confidence of being young and being able to do it. But also the pressure of like, well, I'm young and everyone's older than me, and like, will I be able to live up to it? And then
Yeah.
he creates something as iconic as Chucky, and he's like barely changed over how many decades that he's been. So I didn't realize he was that young when he
That's
was on
amazing.
that. I can't imagine being 25 years old. He was on he was talking on some podcast. I can't say I necessarily recommend the podcast that I watched. It was like two young guys that were like in their 20s as well.
Mhm.
And it was just really cute because he was like, yeah, it was like your guys' age and I was leading this crew, and they were like, I can't imagine doing that. He's like, yeah, I know. I
Yeah.
don't know how I did it either.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Yeah. He's really like, any interview he gives, he seems like really cool and really excited to share information from making those. Moving on quickly to music, we have composer Graham Revel. So again, we've talked about him before on this. Siena's talked about
his name
him.
Sounds familiar. Why is that?
It was a while ago. Like, actually, all of these are like pretty like a year and a half ago films.
Okay, that makes me feel a little better.
So The Crow, Idle Hands, From Dusk Till Dawn, and The Craft, all of which we've covered on the podcast.
Wow.
Crazy.
And all like within a pretty small span of time.
Yeah,
too.
we kind of covered those within like 1 year, I think.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And
then those are
like the same period
time.
in the 90s too.
I didn't even think about that. That's what you meant.
Wow.
Yes.
But,
And yes.
like both work. Yeah.
He also did music for Child's Play 2, Tank Girl, 2003's Daredevil, the Forgotten TV series, The Fog, Grindhouse, Sin City, Open Water, Freddy vs. Jason, and Bats, which I really want to cover on the podcast.
Ooh, I've not even heard of that.
Yeah. And I love that he did music for it, because that's not necessarily like a great movie from what I remember. And yet here he was creating the music for it.
I love that.
Yeah. In 2023, Enjoy the Ride Records and Universal Studios Backlot Music actually released a complete score on digital and limited edition vinyl pressing, which I'm very upset that I didn't know about.
That's really cool.
I don't think I was a fan at that time. He still scared me.
Aww.
And it also features some fun art in it that has like a little replica double-sided insert of Voodoo for Dummies, which I think is really cool.
That's really cool.
We have some fun. I actually have more than I thought.
Ooh,
in this.
This
we have some fun sound effects. So I want to kind of pull out a pin earlier where we were talking about the sex scene. So we're going to kind of dip a little plastic toe into that. So we kind of talked about how Jennifer Tilly was like very nervous to do voice acting for a doll, but luckily Brad Dourif has had 3 movies under his belt doing that for Chucky. And so the way that they did the recording for this is they recorded all their dialogue prior to shooting anything, so that when they got to set they could play the recordings and actors could act off of those performances, and the puppeteers could puppet to that recording.
That makes sense.
The only time they didn't do that was the first film. They had like a actor on set with the puppeteer doing the lines, and then Brad Dourif went in after, and then, which I'm like, oh, that was backwards.
Why would you do that?
I know. Well, they learned their lesson in the second one.
Hard. Oh
I know. I'm like, can you imagine? That seems awful.
So many unnecessary steps there.
Yeah. And so because of that, the first one, like, you obviously can't do any improvisation because of that, because you're basically just fitting with the thing that was already there.
Yeah.
But for Bride of Chucky, they absolutely did a lot of improv. So a lot of the key scenes that I feel like came out being the most iconic kind of dialogue moments we get are improvs from Jennifer and Brad.
Oh my God, I love that.
So fun. And so on the DVD commentary, it kind of started when Jennifer Tilly and Brad Dourif would be in the studio looping their dialogue for their characters. And so during the sex scene, Jennifer Tilly was like, do you mind like if we just riff a little bit and like make some noises as if we're having doll sex? Because originally they were just going to pan the camera like down and just cut it. And that was just going to be it.
Oh my God, what a loss. I'm so glad she did this.
So glad, because not only do we get their little moans, which apparently they were like dying laughing.
Oh my God, I'm sure.
We also, I can't imagine being in that booth. We also get the line where she asks if he has protection or is going to wear protection. And he's like, look at me, I'm all rubber. That was just all improv.
Oh my
All
god,
of
and it's
it.
such a perfect setup to Seed of Chucky.
So funny. It's
That's so good.
funny. So that was just them.
Oh my god.
We have a few other. I know. I'm like, of course. Like, what? Two better. I would be on the floor in that room with
absolutely.
them. And then we have a few other moments that were also improvised from the two of them. So when Tiffany criticizes Chucky about the knife being glued to his hand, and she makes like the reference to Martha Stewart, and he's like, "Who the fuck is Martha Stewart?" That was him. That was improvised.
Amazing.
The "Who the fuck is Martha Stewart?" And then the callback to the Hellraiser and like, why does this look so familiar? That was also Brad Dourif just riffing and kind of making commentary. So again, like three perfect moments. And I'm so sad we didn't get this. There was also apparently a planned album, not recorded, so there's nowhere we can find it, but a planned album of love songs featuring Brad Dourif and Jennifer Tilly singing as Chucky and Tiffany.
Oh my god.
And so they were going to sing Killing Me Softly with his song, so that was going to be Chucky. And then we were going to get House of Rising Sun, and then they were going to do a duet together of Hit the Road Jack.
That's incredible. I'm so sad we were...
They should go back and record that and give us a limited edition vinyl.
I feel like they could
Valentine's
pull it
Day.
Off. Yes, absolutely. Think of the people who would buy it. Yes.
Me, yes. And also me.
Now me too. I'm so down.
Rounding out, here we are finally rounding out. So release marketing. Like I said, we had the Scream poster. So that was
amazing.
Like a big marketing stunt that they did, but that wasn't the only marketing stunt that they did. They also did a stunt on October 12th in 98 on an episode of WCW Monday Nitro, which was an American pro wrestling TV program. And so Chucky played a heel, which is like the bad guy. And so this announcer and this wrestler are kind of having this dialogue, and then on the screen in this arena pops up Chucky, and he's, himself, obviously, and he's basically insulting the two of them, and then of course like throws in a little promo about Bride of Chucky, and then like goes back to insulting them. And so that was like a very 90s thing to do as far as marketing.
I love that kind of marketing.
It's
That's fun.
You can watch it on YouTube. I tried to find some of these other ones and I couldn't find them. It's so bad, but I'm sure
it should be.
It's like, I'm like, yeah, it makes sense, but it's like, it's kind of cringy at this point.
It's abject.
Yes. It lives in the in-between. And then they also did some commercials and like bumpers when Rocky Horror Picture Show was airing during Fox's Halloween special. They did like a bumper for that.
Genius.
Bumper for Sci-Fi. Chucky was with like two like playmates, I think, for a Comedy Central bumper too. And so again, he's like always goes out and like plays himself. It's never Brad Dourif. It's never Jennifer Tilly. It's always just Chucky as Chucky.
That's so fun.
And then box office. So it has its release October 16th, 98. Would you like to take a stab at what it made off of?
You said it was 20 or 25?
It was 25, yeah.
25. Okay, I feel like given that it was the most expensive and that they didn't get another one that was equally expensive ever again, it probably didn't do great. 50?
Oh my god, you nailed it.
Yay!
Dang. So
both of us got it this time.
50 mil. It grossed 11.8 in its opening weekend, and then 50.7 mil overall, which actually made it the highest grossing film in the Chucky franchise. So not only was it the most expensive, it was the highest grossing. Thankfully for them.
Good.
To kind of share the other stats too, the original was 44.2 million. That's what it made back. So that did significantly better. It got more of its money back. Because it didn't spend as much. It was like 9 mil. Child's Play 2 was 35 mil. Child's Play 3 was 20 mil. So we kind of see this trend of it going down, which is why we got that 7 years and the reinvention. And then Seed of Chucky was 24 mil. I can kind of understand why. It was 2004 too. I feel like we were like,
we weren't ready for what it was doing, I feel like.
And then the next two movies, which actually it might be the next 3 movies, 2013, 2017, 2019. They were like direct to video, but I think the Child's Play reboot made 44 mil. So again, they got more expensive, but you know,
never cracked past a certain kind of ceiling. That's interesting.
Yeah. It's still, I feel like it's still, for being as big as it is, I still feel like
that's smaller than I expected.
Yeah, I know.
Interesting.
Yeah, I can't imagine with marketing too, if that 50 mil, how much of it they saw.
Yeah,
really
probably
on
not
return.
That much.
Yeah, that's why we get like, what's that, 6 years in between again until the next one. So it took a little bit of time. This also kind of has low scores, not surprisingly, really. It's got a 5.7 on IMDb out of 10. It's got 48% from critics, as expected, 50 from audiences on Rotten Tomatoes.
Honestly, it could be worse.
It could be worse.
I was expecting like in the 20s, and I was prepared to come in and defend it. So,
oh, yay!
Me too. I had a really good time.
You just really have to like let it. Again, both of these movies, you kind of just have to like check everything at the door and just like go in and have a fun time.
Let it wash.
And if you can't do that, it's got a better score on Letterboxd, which makes me feel
good,
better, because I'm like, that's where all the cool people are leaving reviews.
Yeah, it's true.
So I brought a few in that I thought were kind of funny, as I often do. So we have one reviewer, Robin. They say, "I have no time for people who don't like this masterpiece," and I hard agree.
So true. Agreed.
We have,
words
again,
to live by.
This next one too. Tiffany is a horror icon, and I love her. Thank you, Zara. We agree with you.
True.
We have K-Flo, who wrote Cunt Classic.
Oh my God.
Which also could be a merch.
Yes. Okay, I love that.
And I'm actually upset that we've not ever said that on this podcast.
Yeah, that's very us-coded, Cunt Classic.
Truly.
Oh,
I have 2 more. We have Aaron. Aaron says, I can't not say Aaron. Aaron says, again, giving it like, everyone gives it like a 5-star. We have, I think we can all agree that the Call Me by Blondie Tiffany makeover scene is the greatest scene in cinematic history.
Yeah, it's agreed.
I mean, to have like the little mouth movements we get on those dolls is
incredible,
unnerving and amazing. And then the last one we have 5 stars from, oh my God, the same guy or person, I should say.
Oh my God,
Aaron, which I didn't realize. 2 reviews.
Thank
How
you,
can you review it twice?
If you watch it, like log it
like
more than one time, you can do new reviews each time.
How do these review it twice? Oh my God. Go on the internet.
I love this review.
Well, this is the best one. They write, the director yelled, "We're cutting for a break," but Jennifer Tilly heard, "We have history to make," and went with that.
So true. Oh my God.
So good.
Snaps all around.
Snaps. And then in our like last like little queer corner that I have over here, I just kind of wanted to, again, we kind of know Don Mancini is a gay man in Hollywood. So inherently this is a part of queer horror culture.
Absolutely.
But not because of that. We get characters in this. Like I said, the friend David in this is the first in the franchise to be openly gay. However, that's not where it ends. Obviously, we have Alexis Arquette, of course, trans icon herself. We have Tiffany Valentine, who's like kind of considered a bi icon. Of course, Jennifer Tilly is a gay icon herself.
Absolutely.
We get the actors from Bound. So again, that's Billy Boyd,
you can't get around it.
Who voices, oh my God, Glenn and Glenda in Seed of Chucky is a big LGBT advocate. So we have him. Obviously, Glenda / Gigi is a non-binary character we get in Seed and then goes on in the series. And so in the series, Gigi or Glenn and Glenda are played by non-binary trans actor Lachlan Watson, who I adore from the Sabrina series.
That's so good.
They're incredible. And they're so, I like screamed when they showed up in the series. So
love
that alone. The TV series also, we get Jake, who, bless, I don't think the actors are particularly great, but he is the main character that we get in the series. And his character is openly gay. His
Cool.
partner is obviously openly gay. And then we also get John Waters making an appearance in the TV series as well. And
Oh
he
my god, what a
plays
cameo.
such a fun character in it for an episode.
That's so
that
funny
episode
because
alone.
one of the notes that I wrote down about Death Becomes Her was like it kind of feels like a John Waters movie.
Oh, funny.
And like,
Yeah.
I feel like both of these live in the Waters adjacent camp.
I wish you would have said that because it tied right back.
No.
Yeah. So that's kind of my little. Oh, and then like one last thing too. Just like point out, many times Don Mancini was told by Universal and like probably Hollywood that I want to say probably Bride, but definitely Seed of Chucky was too gay, too funny, and had too much Jennifer Tilly. To which I say,
there's no such thing. What are you talking
about? The entire backbone of the franchise. So
you are nothing without Jennifer.
Wrong.
God.
Wrong. Yeah. So he kind of goes on and talks about that. And I'm just like, the studio is often wrong. And
yeah. How can you be that wrong? That's so... Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this
walking away.
It's never fallen off for me. And then obviously there's like a bunch of articles that you can read of people's perspectives of like what these characters, what this franchise means to them. Morbidlybeautiful.com has an article about it that has a really nice perspective. Pridesource.com has an article called How Did Chucky Get So Gay? Which is great.
Great question.
And then gaylydreadful.com also has an article about it too, which they offer a nice perspective from their point of view, again, of just talking about how like they connect to this community through these films and just they're just so inherently gay and camp. And
absolutely.
I think in the same way you kind of talked about Death Becomes Her and the what's it called? What's the word? I just totally
objection.
The
abject. Yeah.
Yeah. They kind of live in that same space too.
Totally.
So there's not much more to explain. I don't have a rant corner just because there is just gay all over this movie.
Yeah.
There's no denying. We don't need to claim it. It claimed us. So
it claimed us. Yeah.
That is Bride of Chucky. This was a really good entry point, and I'm so glad you had fun.
Oh my god, I had such a good time.
It's so light. It's just killing.
Yeah, and I honestly think that watching Death Becomes Her rewatching it first, like put me in the right headspace for Bride of Chucky because I was like there already. I didn't have to like adjust my mental state to get there, which is great.
Really are so similar.
They really are.
It's so fun. It was a good double feature for sure. For sure.
A+.
Yeah. I'm so happy I finally got to see it. And now you got to see a Chucky movie.
Yes. I'm sure first of many.
Yeah.
And I have to say, this is a much more coherent pairing than where we're going for my birthday because I made my decision while we were talking.
Oh, you did? Okay, cool.
I did some
I hope
quick
you had
Googling.
Some time.
Yes, I did some quick Googling under the table. That's why you heard my phone drop at the Jennifer Tilly news. Was I'd been looking up whether there was enough.
Don't you ruin for me. That was like a perfectly perfect comedic moment.
No, that was why it was in my hand. The reaction was entirely genuine.
You almost just like Muppet threw it behind you.
Yeah, no, literally.
Okay, I'm so excited for your birthday pairing.
So I feel like I need to first of all give you the list of movies that I went through and determined did not have enough research material because I want you to know like what I tried to pick and then was like, we're not going to be able to give you enough. Because
a bummer.
I know I really wanted to cover Santa Sangre. I love Santa Sangre. It's one of my biggest influences. I've talked about it so much. Yeah. There's like a paragraph and change on it. Ugh. Like it's just there's just not enough to make it worth it. And also I kind of suspect that there's like some dark stories behind that one. Like there's like a lot of circus animals being used and I don't completely trust that they were treated right. So I'm like, let's just not find out more about that. Let's leave that as like I love it as a resource, as like an inspiration, and maybe I don't need to know more about that.
And maybe leave it there.
Yeah. So I crossed that one off the list.
Perfect. Okay.
I really, really wanted to do Ganja and Hess, and maybe with more time we could because I love it so much. I've talked about it so much. It's beautiful, but it's also like because it is a 70s blaxploitation film, it like there wasn't as much documentation of its production process. Like there's a lot about how it has been culturally received and like used as like
sense.
There's samples from it in like a song by Clipping. Like there's a lot of like pieces of it that have been picked up in other places. But like that does not a full episode make, right?
Yeah.
And so I very sadly had to cross that one off the list.
Oh, man.
And then obviously we are doing Don't Look Now, which is from 73. This is the one that is the A side to Wicker Man's B side when those two were released together.
Yeah.
Stars Donald Sutherland and Julie Christie. Set in Venice. Has one of the world's most famous sex scenes of all time. It's like a very sexy horror film, actually, which is part of why I was thinking like that would be a good pairing with Ganja and Hess because they're both really hot. But like again, I tried to go through some ones that had more thematic connections, and there just wasn't enough. There is plenty though on Don't Look Now. There's a lot of material on that. Not going to be a problem. And there's just like a lot of juicy like speculation about it. Like it leaves a lot kind of mysterious. I think that's a really good way to go in.
Okay. Great.
It's a
fun way to go into movies.
Honestly, all you need to know is like it's set in Venice. That's the important part.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's it. And then the other one that like this is the one that I was debating between once you said Dead Ringers. I was like, which of these do I do?
Yeah.
I think you're right. We have to do Dead Ringers. It's going to be Dead Ringers. Dead Ringers is going to be the other film in this pairing.
Oh my God, I finally get to watch it.
You nailed it. I have to. Like, as soon as you said that, I was like,
you have brought it up a lot. Yeah.
Well, and especially because like I'd planned this pairing to like do Don't Look Now myself and give you the other one, which was part of why I was like looking for something that had more material. And then as soon as you said Dead Ringers, I was like, I'm sorry, Al, I've got to do Dead Ringers. I'm so sorry. I've got to take it.
Either. I have no knowledge of either other than what you kind of said about Dead Ringers on the pod. So
you're on equal footing for both. And like honestly, I'm not.
It's your birthday. They're your picks. You got to do it.
And I'm not convinced whether you'll like them, but I suspect that on an aesthetic level, you'll vibe with a lot of what Don't Look Now is doing because it's like a really pretty movie. But the other one that I almost picked that I had like brought in for today as the one that I was going to do is Picnic at Hanging Rock, which I love. It's gorgeous. It has some research material. It actually does not have as much as Dead Ringers, but it's also, it's more, it's like, it's horror adjacent. It's very spooky. It's very mysterious, but it's like a little bit of a stretch. So Dead Ringers is straight up horror. And also it was like a very direct influence on RD. Like I gave it, you know, the like vagina earrings that I wear in all the time that I had like commissioned for the movie. Those were like kind of directly inspired. I like woke up in the middle of the night and was like, I need Dead Ringers but earrings. And
let's
so
find
like
them now.
So that
God,
like
that.
It's a giant influence on me, and like I have so much to say about it. So I think it has to be Dead Ringers and Don't Look Now. And honestly, like the only thing they have in common is both starting with D. That's it. It's our double D.
I was going to say they sound good together.
They do. They do sound good together.
They can just be nothing other than
I can make it whatever I want.
Honestly, how many times do we have comparisons of films that we would have had no idea had anything in common?
This is very true.
We could be pleasantly surprised.
They could turn out to have some. They do definitely both have a lot to do with. They both have doppelganger imagery, and they both have a lot of stuff with like what's real and what's fake and like perception of reality. So there's like some stuff in common there. But
love that.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad you said Dead Ringers.
Dipping back in.
I'm so glad because I'd been thinking the other day, like it has been way too long since our last Cronenberg. Our last Cronenberg was in like our first 3 months of the podcast. We did a Cronenberg double pairing and we have not revisited him since.
Listen. We can revisit him after this too. I want to do The Fly so bad. I still have
not seen it, and I've been saving it for you.
I just rewatched it again like a week or two ago. Oh my God, I'm so
excited.
And it's just so
and I feel like we've given it long enough that like if we do 2 Cronenbergs in a year, that's fine. We did 2 Tim Burtons last year, so Give us
Listen,
a break.
we're 3 years in.
Literally.
The pool starts to get small.
It's gonna happen. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited to watch these. I know nothing about Don't Look Now, you said?
Don't Look
It's
Now.
called?
Yeah.
I know zero, other than I Googled it after last episode and saw Donald Sutherland. I was like, in. I'm in.
Oh, good.
And then
good.
this one, I feel like I like am adjacent to knowing this because I'd heard of it before, and then obviously you've talked about it. So I'm like finally excited to see it. It is here. The time has come.
Gynecologists, the horror movie. Yeah. I love this movie so, like, it's so ingrained in my personality.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
Okay, I guess that is another connection. They are both, I don't remember Dead Ringers having like many explicit sex scenes, but they both have like very heavily sexual content.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
Yeah. Doppelgangers, sex, perception of reality. Those are our connecting points. And birthday. Yeah. And that's it.
Great choices. Already, I'm very excited.
I'm so glad.
I like that these are always a chance for us to like really just be like, we're watching these.
Yeah, I'm forcing you to watch this thing that's important to me now. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Listen, every birthday picks they've been great every time.
They've
I have no hesitation going into these too.
I'm so excited. Yeah. I can't wait to hear what you think of Don't Look Now, because it is so like, it's very unique. Like, I've just never really seen a horror movie before or since that like has the same tone as it. It's so
oh my God,
excited to see your reaction.
I'm gonna piggyback on you really quick because you said not the same tone. I wanted to shout this out earlier. If everyone's not watching Widow's Bay, talking about it's Apple Plus TV show, it's still airing. Or I don't know if it'll be done by the time this comes out. No, this comes out Monday. It's not done. It comes out on Wednesdays. It is a horror comedy show. I've never seen a show with the most perfect horror comedy humor. It's so unlike anything that exists. So you saying that gets me excited because watching Widow's Bay like gets me excited for like this new way we can see horror that we haven't before. So you saying that gets me super excited because Widow Bay is like giving me fucking life right now. Borrow someone's Apple Plus, get it just to watch the show and then cancel it after a free trial.
I've done that with Apple Plus so many times.
I cancel it every time I'm done watching shows. Same. I hate paying
I keep
for
it for one show at a time, and that's it.
It is so worth it. It is so worth it. It is so aesthetically beautiful and just weird and funny in a way that like, it's like, I don't even know how to describe it. But anyways, if anyone's looking for something else show worthy to binge watch, and then Siena, specifically you, it's
has to.
Delightful. It is delightful.
Oh my gosh.
It's like Parks and Rec, but horror and weird and like serious. It's like serious. It's got every character actor that's amazing and everything. It's just so good.
So sold from that description.
It's so up your and Dana's alley. I feel like Dana will be like dying. It's just
gotta watch.
I hope.
I will report back.
It's so funny. Yeah, it's so. I feel like the two of you would really like it, and everyone else. But yeah, get a fake account.
Thank you for the recommendation.
Yeah. So I'm very excited when you say there's nothing tonally like Don't Look Now, because I'm just like I'm craving that lately.
Yeah.
So
it's very
excited.
It's unique in a lot. Both of these films are unique in a lot of different ways. So and I think that's part of it, is like it would be hard to pair either of them with anything else other than a birthday pick.
Sure.
So it's a good.
You don't have to justify it's your birthday. You could do whatever you wanted.
Twin gynecologist is what I want. Yeah, I'm sticking to it.
And you get it. And twin gynecologist, you get.
Yes, that's all I want for my birthday. On that note, is there any other business that we have?
I don't know.
Other little
strings
or strands.
Go be gay, guys.
Go be gay. Yes, that's your homework.
You're thinking
from the
about
podcast
it? Just do it
for this month.
Go be gay.
Yeah. Go be gay. If you're already being gay, go be a little gayer.
Be gayer. Be a little gayer. I think we all need to be a little gayer.
For us, this Pride Month, be a little gayer.
I think that's great.
Speaking of things that you do for us, thank you so much to all of you who support the podcast. It makes such a big difference. We are so grateful for you. Sometimes I just like think about the fact that people pay us to talk about horror movies, and it like makes me like start tearing up. And
we can't
like,
think too deep about it.
Yeah, truly can't.
There's so many of you out there.
But like it's really amazing, and thank you all so much. And it like genuinely every single one of you like warms our hearts and makes such a difference in our lives and our day and all that good stuff.
Yeah, it's fun watching everyone discover us and leaving a comment that they found us. Like, that's so exciting.
I feel like a lot of people have been recently like finding us brand new and like going back to old episodes, and it's fun seeing some of the old ones pop up again.
Yeah,
it's really cute.
Yeah, like our what was it, top 5 horror or
Halloween
picks?
It's got like a bunch of new downloads recently, and I'm like, I'm terrified to go back and listen to that one. Yeah, I'm like, we did not know what we were doing.
Panicked at that moment.
Truly.
Now you can't shut us up. So
the difference in lengths between that episode and now, it's
fighting for an hour versus fighting to stay under 4.
Yeah, we hit the 3.5 hour mark for the Midsommar podcast. That's disgusting.
As if that's like hard.
Yeah. And like we immediately got a comment from somebody being like, "Ooh, 3.5 hours.
Let's go."
Yeah, which was very validating. So thank you for that. But yeah,
you could split us up, hour and a half.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but yeah, it's cool. So yeah, keep sharing with horror friends and people. It's really cool. And comment, please. We read everything, despite maybe if we don't comment right away.
Yes.
We read.
We're behind on commenting, but we do catch up every so often and comment back to like every single person. So.
Yeah, everyone's great. We appreciate you.
Yeah. You know who else we love is our momager, Travis Fowler, keeping us on track.
Mommy. Oh, you haven't seen Long Legs.
Daddy. I have not seen Long.
It'll make sense one day for you.
I need to see Long Legs now off of that alone. Amazing. Yeah. Thank you to Theo Schaefer, whose beautiful music is playing us out. Thank you to Al for creating this great gay pairing. What a joy.
I was going to say, thanks for being gay, Siena.
Oh my God, yes. Thanks for being gay with me, Al. Thanks for this big gay podcast.
Big gay podcast.
What do I do next? This happens to me every time. My brain is...
We can just say thanks. Let's just head out of here.
That's great. Thanks. And until next time, we'll be right back.